And so change is not something that's always easy for them. So they might want to dig their heels in a little bit. So they could be a little bit stubborn. They don't like to feel pushed or forced to conform in any way, shape, or form at all. And some people might even think of them a little bit as rebels, okay? Now, if we're talking about the shadow side of Aquarius and it's being expressed in an unbalanced way, yes, sometimes it's, a rebel who's rebelling just, for the sake of rebelling and not really for any purpose in particular. But let's talk about at the highest potential, we have the person who doesn't want to conform for a very deep and meaningful reason. Okay, so it's all along that spectrum there with Aquarius. Now, these children will usually have an interest in learning new things, especially when we are talking about science. We're talking about technology, computers, space exploration, okay, or any type of innovation. They usually find these things to be very, very interesting. So keep that in mind and give your Aquarius child plenty of material to read or lots of opportunities to learn about things in this area if this is where they are interested or where they are drawn. So when we're talking about the physical body, Aquarius rules the ankles and the circulation within the body, okay? So therefore, the ankles are a very sensitive area, and strengthening exercises may be really, really beneficial for those children who have sun, moon, or rising in the sign of Aquarius. Again, my son, who has his moon in Aquarius, has had so many ankle injuries as a soccer player. He's been on crutches twice. And so, I've coached him, told him, hey, this is a sensitive area. We need to wrap your ankles before games. We need to make sure that you have protection when it comes to your ankles. And he understands that very well. Also, physical activities that help them to increase circulation are really, really good because remember, Aquarius tends to be very mental, in the head, thinking, concerned with the intellect, concerned with learning, and not so much physical in the physical body. So we want to encourage our Aquarius children to participate in physical activity to get their circulation up and going, that heart pumping, okay? So that's for parents who have children with Aquarius placements. Now, when we are talking about transits for this week, today, Tuesday, January 21st, we have the Sun conjunct Pluto. Both are at 1 degree of Aquarius. And this is very significant because this is the first time in our lives, our lifetimes, that we've had the Sun and Pluto conjunct in the sign of Aquarius. Okay, so this is the beginning of a new synodic cycle. Something new is beginning at this point right now. And for the next 20 years, whenever the Sun and Pluto conjunct, which is once a year, it will be in the sign of Aquarius. So when we're talking about the Sun represents our sense of self, our ego, our identity. Pluto is all about transformation, power. Pluto is also the god of the underworld and buried secrets, things that we don't know. So if we think about this transit on a very personal and individual level, we may feel drawn to implement some type of change within our own lives. So maybe we want to change a bad habit. Maybe we want to declutter. Maybe we want to detoxify specific aspects in our lives, okay? And so at this time with Sun conjunct Pluto, you have the power available to you to do things that will positively impact whatever area of your life it is that you want to focus on. So you can use this energy for that purpose in a very conscious way. Now, if we're talking about on a larger scale and we're thinking about humanity, it's interesting that we had the inauguration of Donald Trump yesterday at the same time that this transit is beginning, because in mundane astrology, the sun can point to world leaders or people in charge, people in positions of power. And so when we have the sun and Pluto coming together, it almost signifies or shows a world leader coming into power in a very significant way here. Okay. I did mention that Pluto is the god of the underworld, hidden secrets, things that, we don't know. It's interesting. I know Donald Trump mentioned yesterday that he will be declassifying material having to do with John F. Kennedy's assassination, Robert F. Kennedy's assassination, and also Martin Luther King Jr.'s assassination. So there are some things that are going to be made public that will be coming to light, which is very, it kind of falls in line with the energy of Pluto conjunct the sun. The light of the sun illuminating things that we haven't known, illuminating things that have been hidden. And I don't think that this is the only way that it's going to occur. I think that there will be other things that we are aware of as well down the road. All right, Thursday, January 23rd, we will have Mars retrograde, 23 degrees of Cancer, sextiling Uranus at 23 degrees of Taurus. So remember, when we're talking about Mars, Mars is the planet of action, how we pursue things, how we do things, our drive, what motivates us. And then we've got Uranus. Uranus is the planet of liberation, of change, and of awakening. So when we put these two guys together, we can have a very restless energy, okay? And we may feel a sense of resistance right now from being controlled or tied down. Now, you will especially notice this if you have planets or points around 23 degrees of Cancer or 23 degrees of Taurus in your natal chart, okay? We might be tapping into our inner rebel, the part of us that does not want to conform, okay? So this is the time to really lean into your authenticity and your individuality with this transit, because if not, then the energy can come out in very destructive ways, very impulsively, very unpredictably. Okay, so you want to channel this in a very constructive and balanced way. Also on Thursday, January 23rd, we will have Mercury opposing Mars retrograde. Mercury will be at 23 degrees of Capricorn, and Mars retrograde will be at 23 degrees of Cancer. So with this transit, I want you to proceed with caution, because think about it, okay? We've got Mercury, the planet of communication, how we speak, right? And then we've got Mars, which represents action, but also the shadow side might be anger and conflict. We put these two together, they're opposing each other, and then it's going to be extremely easy to verbalize our anger, to say things that we probably didn't intend to say. All right. So you might feel a little combative during this transit, which could lead to conflict. So you need to be aware, be very, very aware of any feelings that you have. They could be feelings of aggression, feelings of hostility, feelings of resentment. And if you're a parent, think about it for your children as well. Think about it for your children as well. They can be prone to, feeling the energy of these transits the same way that you do. So, if you have a child that might say something unexpected or might say something out of character, use it as a teaching moment. Use it to teach them about, this is not something that we express in this way, but you could say it like this. Try it this way. Try to say it like this next time. So use it as a teaching opportunity if by chance you have a child who ends up displaying the energy of this transit in a very aggressive way. So if you are aware of the energy, if you're aware of the energy, there's more of a chance that you're going to use it in a balanced way, that you're going to use it in a healthy and constructive way instead of a destructive way. So awareness is key here. And I want you to watch out not only for being impulsive with your speech and just saying things without thinking about them, but also be aware of making impulsive decisions this week. If you have an important decision to make within the next 2 to 3 days, I really want you to take your time, okay? Do not rush. Think things through in a very thorough way, because with this transit, there's more of a chance that you'll make a decision that you might regret later down the road. So please remember that. And then the final transit that we've got for Thursday, January 23rd. Also, again, we're still talking about Mercury, okay, the planet of communication at 23 degrees of Capricorn. But Mercury will also be trine Uranus at 23 degrees of Taurus. So this can be a very mentally stimulating transit, and you might have new ideas or new ways of seeing things, new perspectives that seem to come to you quite easily this week, okay? And you might feel the need to kind of break with your routine, the way that you've always done things, and to do something different for a few days. And if so, that's okay. Lean into that. That's the energy of the transit speaking to you, okay? So just be open to everything that comes your way and allow yourself to have different experiences this week with this particular transit. So this is the energy for this week. I wish you all good luck as you harness this energy in the most positive and constructive way that you can. I want you to set that intention today. And now we will go to our caller. I think we've got Mia from Nebraska. Hello, Mia.
Hello.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Thanks so much for calling in. Would you like a tarot reading or astrology?
Tarot.
Okay, let's go for tarot. Okay, Mia. I'm going to shuffle the cards and then I'll do a spread for you. And is there any area in particular that you want me to focus on, or do you just want a general spread?
General.
Okay, let's do general. Okay, one more. Are you guys having the cold weather there too, Mia?
Oh, yes, we are.
You're probably a lot colder than me. I'm down in Houston, so it's way south of you. Tell me when to stop. Would you like for me to stop shuffling? Just say stop whenever you feel that I need to stop.
Okay.
Okay. Would you like for me to stop?
Yep.
Okay, right here. Okay, let's see. Okay, great. All right, Mia. So I'm seeing here in your spread, we do have the strength card. So I would say right now, it almost feels as if there's been a shift for you somehow, and you are stepping into your strength, or your energy feels empowered to me. But I feel almost as if this is something that's happened within the last few weeks. Does that make sense to you?
I'm sorry. Can you repeat that?
Sure, yeah. So we have the strength card here. And I know that with this card, I do feel as if there's a sense of empowerment for you, but it feels as if it's been a shift that's happened over the last few weeks, almost like something's happened. I'm feeling more empowered. I'm standing in my power. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, good. But there is the conflict here of, I know that I'm standing in my power. There's things that I'm wishing for. There's things that I'm hoping for. But I have a little bit of doubt as to whether or not I can manifest what I really want. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Now, over the next few weeks, I do want you to be mindful of. So, first of all, your personal power card, your energy now, would you understand reunions or seeing people that you haven't seen for a long time or getting together with old friends?
Maybe.
Okay. All right. All right. So I've got that as the personal power card. So I know that there's this feeling or there's this energy right now around getting together with other people, being in a group, not being solo. And it almost feels as if feeding off of the energy of the group, inspiring each other, encouraging each other. But over the next 2 weeks, we do have the Five of Wands, which can show that there's the potential for conflict. And this can either be like at work with work colleagues or with friends, family, something along those lines. So over the next couple weeks, I want you to be very, very mindful. You've got this sense of empowerment that it feels like you've recently stepped into. And I want you to remember that no matter what's going on around you, you don't have to join in. If someone else is feeling disempowered, if they are creating chaos, if they are creating conflict, you don't have to participate in it. Okay? So I want you to remind yourself of that over the next few weeks. Whatever anybody else is doing, whatever they are going through, it doesn't have to include you and it doesn't have to affect you and bring you down. That makes sense?
Yeah, probably my boyfriend.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. So please remember that. Okay. You can
Yes.
keep the same energy, the same sense of empowerment that you have right now. You don't always have to participate in other people's things, whatever issues they've got, that's about them, not about you. And over the next 4 weeks, over the next month, we do have the Justice card. So I feel, just intuitively as that's coming up, it does feel as if there's something that has happened. You felt maybe it was a little bit unfair to you, or, it didn't work out well for you, but I feel like a shifting of energy. So it's almost like, the circle reverses and in a way, it feels almost as if you're vindicated. Okay. Does that make any sense to you? You understand that?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, good. Good. All right. And so the answer card that I have here, I do have the Seven of Cups, and I just know that I'm feeling very strongly about the need to speak to you about, and it's funny, I mentioned it when we first got on, manifesting. Okay. Manifesting. So have you started to manifest, or have you started a manifestation practice, Mia?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
I do to myself. Yes,
Okay. This is something that would be really, really beneficial for you to continue to do. It feels as if there's this whole thing, like where I feel spirits coming through and saying, tell her to, actively manifest, to actively picture what she wants, to feel as if she's got it right now, and to know that there's nothing that you can't have. So many times we adopt these beliefs of, I can't have what I really want. I can't have the love that I want. I can't have the job that I want. I can't have the money that I want because I'm just not worthy, right? Or I'm not enough in some way. Okay.
Yep.
And so what Spirit is asking you to do is to discard any of those beliefs and really think about and visualize what it is that you want and what it is that you deserve. Okay, Mia?
Yep.
Okay. And so also here, I want to talk about, again, if anything difficult comes up over the next few weeks, like with other people, I don't want you to buy into it with your own thoughts. I do have the Three of Swords here. And so I want you to remember, no matter what anybody else is doing, no matter what else is going on, you have control over your thoughts. You can direct your thoughts toward what you want. You can direct your energy toward what you want to manifest. So right now with you, it almost seems to be as if there's two parts that are a little bit divided. There's the part that feels like I want something new, I want to do something different. And then there's the part that kind of feels stuck in the old patterns and ways of doing things and thinking about things. Does that make sense?
Yes, totally.
Good. So lean into the manifestation and more of what you want. Okay, Mia?
Yes.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for calling in today. Stay warm, okay?
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. The stars may guide us, but at the end of the day, we hold the power to shape our destiny. So I want you to continue to shine your inner light, radiate it out, shine it brightly all around you. And I will see you here again next week. Have a great week.
to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV and Lightning Television. Welcome.
Time for Energy Intuition Transformation with Sue Williams. Live from holistic-health.au.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites,
askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Energy Intuition Transformation
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to my new show where I will share how I use sacred energy direct from source, along with my intuition, to create positive transformations in humans and animals. My name is Sue Williams. I'm from Australia, and I'm so excited to be here with you today. Now, I do a number of different things in my holistic modalities. I'm an intuitive energy healer. I'm a quantum hypnosis guide, animal communicator. Animals are huge in my life. And also a spirit talk guide. So when I'm dealing with humans and animals, I use whichever modality is the most appropriate for that particular situation. What I've recently been trained in is the spirit talk, which is just an amazing modality. If those of you who are my vintage can remember back to when it was, absolutely all over the news that some of the records, vinyl back in our days, if you played them backwards, then another message would come out. So this is similar to what the spirit talk is. I have a conversation with someone and we talk about bits and pieces in their lives, things that they would like to, problems they would like to overcome, ways they would like to improve their lives. So we chat a bit for about maybe half an hour. I tend to not say too much, but just prompt them as we go along. And then the magic happens, because I take the recording of what we've said and I play it backwards to myself. Generally, I have to slow it down a bit just so I can hear more clearly. But as we go along, oh my goodness, the things that are revealed, the words that come through from, well, we call it spirit talk. So it's that person's spirit. Perhaps if we look at it a little bit more logically, it could be their subconscious coming through, relating things that the person may not want to reveal, or they may really want to reveal, but they don't have the words when they're speaking normally. And then I get back to the client, reveal what's been said, and I show them, well, this is what you said forward, but maybe your real intention is what has come out as we speak with this backward recording. I chop it into little bits so it's very easy for them to listen to, and it is just amazing. And then, of course, the final part of this whole process is for me to create a meditation based on what has been shown in that particular client's sessions. We do a number of them so that we get feedback and we refine what that person really does want to have in their lives. And the meditation then reinforces that. And it's just an incredible modality. But the even greater thing is, because I am an animal communicator and also an animal energy and bodywork practitioner, the horses, well, I mainly work with horses, but also dogs, cats, any animal whatsoever, I can use this incredible modality to give them a voice. So I set my intention that I will connect with one of the animals that I have met, or even if one I've only seen on a photo, because remote healing is part of my job too. But I do channel that particular animal. I speak into my phone for 5 or 10 minutes, speaking about the animal, things that may have come up in my either speaking with their owner or carer, or actually in person doing the energy and body work. And then I play that backwards and pick out the individual bits and pieces that this animal is saying and that I have channeled. And absolutely amazing. I help the owners and carers to find out things that the horses or dogs, cats, whatever, have been, they've been wanting to communicate, but they haven't had the voice. So that is just an extension of this spirit talk, which has really changed the way I deal with my animal clients. And then, of course, we can have conversations with the carer or owner of the animal and the animal. So it's just such a wonderful thing, totally non-invasive, of course, because we're just using the voice with the humans and my own voice if I'm channeling the animals. So if anyone would like to find out about that, there is a link on my website, holistic-health.au, and it will take you to the main website for Spirit Talk Journeys, which is my particular modality, and just to find out about that and to get the messages through. And also it's great for kids. You know, sometimes kids just don't have the voice, the vocabulary, the words to express what they're actually feeling. So again, all we need to do is sit and have a chat with the child. The parent, carer, whoever can be with us, and the child just has a nice conversation with me. And then we do the same, that I listen to their little recording backwards and see what the child really is trying to say. Those messages that they do find difficult to put across. And maybe there are things that they're a bit scared to talk about. So if there is anything that I feel would not be of benefit for their parent to find out, I'm very selective about what I do tell them, or I may say those things to them in a really subtle way. So the client, whether it's an adult, a child, or an animal, or their safety and just being able to relate what they are saying is in a safe way is always my priority. So don't be scared about finding more about spirit talk. But as I was saying with the animals, I do a lot of energy work with mainly horses. I have an equestrian background, so I know plenty of people in the equestrian area. And I think more and more people now are becoming open and realising that animals in general are sentient beings. They have emotions, thoughts, feelings. Situations affect them in so many ways. And of course, because they haven't got the human voice, it is difficult for them to be able to relate what they're feeling, how they can change things that would benefit their life if it was changed. So I do the energy work and body work, obviously, in person. The energy work I can do in person with the animal, with my hands on, my hands off, and of course remotely as well. If someone has an issue with their animal and would like to communicate with them and then have the energy work done, doesn't matter where they are in the world, if they supply me with a photo of their animal, tell me a little bit about them, like their age, their breed, how long they've been with that particular person, then I can connect with that animal and then just send out the remote energy for the healing, for just helping that animal to move through different stages in their lives. And some animals who have been through a number of owners, they have a big story to tell. And if they have emotional issues, behavioural issues, then we can try and get to the bottom of those too by communicating and using the energy healing. And working with the animals has just made my life complete. I mean, I work with humans all the time because I'm, as well as my spiritual side, I am a clinical hypnotherapist. So I work with humans, helping them to overcome their problems, find out why they have these emotional and just in many cases physical issues as well. because there's a very good book that the body keeps the score. And my word, it does throughout our lives, before we're even born, from the point of conception and then going back into past lives. That all influences how we are today. So we access the subconscious mind, take the people back to the relevant incidents, and then we can work through those. And in fact, we don't even need to reveal those, because there are certain techniques in hypnotherapy where you just find where that emotion, that pain, whatever it is stored in the body. We don't have to delve deeply. Just find where it is, find its appearance, size, its colour, exactly where it is in the body, and then we can address that and release it without going through any painful past memories. But with past memories, some people just love to go back, and my quantum journeys hypnosis allows people to go back to those past lives, and not only past lives, but future lives, because we believe that everything that has ever happened and ever will happen already has. So we can look to the future, and if necessary, we can make subtle changes that will mean that that lifetime is better than what it may have been. And parallel lives. A lot of people haven't heard of parallel lives, but we also think that there are an infinite number of lives that we are living at the very moment, because time in the quantum area really is irrelevant in many ways. So people who come to me for quantum journeys hypnosis also can do that. They can access past lives, future lives, parallel lives. They can meet their guides, their helpers, family members and friends who may have passed over. In fact, so many people that they can connect with as they go through the quantum hypnosis journeys. So if any of these things that I've mentioned today are of interest to you, go to my website, holistic-health.au, which is the central hub for all of my modalities, and just click on the relevant link and it will take you to a standalone website which will give you all the information on that particular topic. So I look forward to speaking with you in the future over the next few weeks and beyond, and certainly contact me through the website if you have any questions. So have a blessed week, and I hope to catch up with you soon. Bye for now.
A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, Enlightening Television. Welcome.
Time for Intuitive Readings with Nay Mary. Live from intuitivereadings.com.au.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Intuitive Reading
On A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello and welcome to A1R Psychic Radio, wherever you are today. Thank you so much for tuning in. I am Nay from Intuitive Readings. I'm a psychic and medium. And each week I deliver some insight into spiritual topics and readings for listeners. And today I'm going to start with a reading for the collective. So this is for everyone that's listening, wherever you're hearing this, whenever you're hearing this, even if it's a playback, it is intended for you. Spirit does bring you this message, brings this message to you at the correct time that it's needed for you. So if it resonates, excellent. If not, please leave it behind. Okay. And so first I want to talk about the Ace of Wands. Okay. And this means powerful new beginnings, a spark of inspiration, a bold idea, or even just drive to start something new. So if there is a project sort of burning in your mind at the moment, this is something that Spirit really wants you to explore, okay? So you may have recently experienced a burst of motivation, creativity, or a desire to sort of break free from the everyday. And it's like the universe handed you a match and said, go and light the fire, okay? So whatever this is for you, whether it relates to work, it may be passion, creative passion, or just a personal project, it is showing like a really strong, enthusiastic energy. So a real turning point as well for some of you that Spirit is calling on you to act on. So if you have an idea, go for it. All right, that's Spirit's message. Go for it, get it done. This is confirmation that your idea is absolutely perfect. Okay. And now next, okay, oh wow. So now we have the Six of Wands, and you can, the picture in the Six of Wands is a gentleman riding high on a horse. And it is I consider this a really proud energy. So this is you being recognized by other people, okay? People are seeing you and seeing you achieve. This is a really great energy. So after that initial burst of action, of courage, of bravery, with the Ace of Wands, this is now a phase of just acknowledgement of your success and really, really just victory, okay? So this card shows that other people are seeing you and are appreciating your efforts, all right? And it is you feeling like you're almost stepping into your confidence, okay? That is key to this card, that real confidence. So you've overcome something and you're just riding high. So at this time as well, just be mindful to sort of be mindful of humility, okay, and sustaining momentum. So keep it going. You're doing a great job. Don't let it slide now, okay, because you've really earned this moment. Just enjoy it and don't stop here, okay. So finally, wow, what a great reading. You've got some great stuff coming in. Okay, and here I have, wow, 10 of Cups. This is the wish fulfillment card, okay? I think of this gentleman here. So there is a gentleman sitting on a stool and he's surrounded by these 10 cups, okay? Because his cup is full, and this is total empowerment, this card. It is the wish fulfillment card. It is the genie. I think of him as a genie, okay? So yeah, it's known as the wish card. It's about emotional satisfaction, commitment. Your dreams are coming true. So your efforts are leading you to a deeply fulfilling outcome. So whatever this Ace of Wands means for you, whatever your passion was, your drive, the project you're working on, this is going to lead you to a lot of joy. it's a total life upgrade for some of you. This card says you're going to be very happy with how this unfolds. So really do keep going. That's amazing. This is a really powerful, uplifting spread. Okay. So you really have initiated something really beautiful here with that passion, and you're being acknowledged and supported for it with that Six of Wands. So yeah, it's something very satisfying, very exciting coming in for you. Now I'm going to jump to a caller. I have Cassia in Saskatoon in Canada. How are you?
Hi, how are you? I'm good.
Yeah, good. How are you going? Do you have a question for Spirit, or are you looking for just a general read today? What can I do for you?
A spirit.
Okay. So you're looking for someone to come through in particular mediumship reading?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Let me see. Okay. Bear with me while I connect in. I do get a female comes through straight for you.
Yeah.
Okay. And it does feel like a very motherly energy there as well. And when I say motherly, it's because as she comes through the door, she takes my hand and she just pets it lightly for me. Okay. So it does feel very, very motherly. And I do feel this individual passed quite a while ago. So it's not like she's just passed just recently. It does feel as though she's been there for some time. Is that correct?
She passed away in January.
January. Okay. Perhaps she comes
unless it's someone else.
Yeah. So when people do transition, sometimes it can take a while to get a connection with them mediumistically, but it does feel like I have a mother here. Is it your mother that's passed?
Well, yeah.
Okay. Let me see what I can get here for
Well,
you.
she's my mama, but she raised me.
Okay. Well, she does come through with that energy of a mother for you. Okay.
Yeah.
And making me aware, so she is bringing up memories here for me, and I do get like a little school backpack that she's showing me, putting a little school backpack on. So this might be a backpack that you had as a child or something that you still have now, but just bringing up this school backpack. It's and I do feel like it's a child's backpack. So I do feel as though this is a memory for when you're much younger, bringing this up. And she's bringing up something around schooling where almost as though perhaps you took time off school or there was a period where you were unable to go to school that she's bringing up here. Okay. It almost feels as though I don't know if you've switched schools or what she's trying to show me here, but essentially it's a message around this backpack is she's showing me that it's like you've had to transition somewhere there. So I don't know if you changed schools or you've taken time off school. She's bringing that up as a memory for you. Okay.
Yeah.
And almost, I do feel as though there was a possibility that just due to circumstances in your life that you may not have finished school. And it's almost as though that was something that she was determined to sort of overcome and to give you that education. It was really important to her. And I don't feel as though she had like a strong education herself, but it's almost as though like this was her gift to you. Like she really just wanted you to have that. It was important to her.
She told me before that she passed away that she really wanted to see me graduate, like before she passed away. Then she didn't really. She said, "I want to see you and your sister graduate. Then I don't care if Jesus takes me." But it was only 5 months because I graduate in June, so she passed away in January.
Beautiful. Okay, we'll know that she is coming through to bring that up and how proud she is of you in this moment, okay? Because she is showing me that backpack and giving me the messages, like sentiently, I'm picking up that she is giving me the message that she wants you to graduate and that she is extremely proud of you because that is something that she really wanted for you, okay? And she does bring up a younger girl. So your sister is younger than you, is that correct?
Yeah.
And so, and with the sister as well, she's telling me that the two of you, you're like apples and oranges. You're very different in personality. I do feel as though you're a bit more reserved, whereas your sister can make I want to say her decision-making can be questionable at times. She's a bit more of a free spirit. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Yeah, and she loves that
Yeah.
for both of you. It's almost like you're the perfect balance, she says. So that's just gorgeous. And she is me as well.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, she is
No, go
bringing
ahead.
through just that it was an enormous privilege for her to have raised you as well. What was it that you'd like me to ask her?
I wanted to give some advice. Does she think that I should let go of this friendship? Because I have my old best friend who isn't really being a good friend to me. Like, she became really distant, and like, especially when I'm grieving my mom, when she knows how much she meant to me because she raised me, and she started to act really weird towards me. So I want to know what my mama thinks I should do.
You know, that spirit's funny like that. They're never going to tell you what to do, but they can give advice and help you in this way. So just bear with me. I'm going to use the cards to assist her communicate a message here.
Okay.
And what she wants you to know around this is that it's like friendships will come and go, and there is going to be moments that you're going to be able to collaborate. And I do feel as though you do move away into another friendship group. I do feel as though there's 3 people that are involved in this as well. So 3 people in a new friendship group, and it's almost like you welcome new people in by letting others go. Okay. So she is sort of showing me waves here as well, like friendships coming and going, and just making me aware that where you have to release someone, other people come. So don't be afraid to, welcoming new people into your life. Okay. That's the message that's coming. It has been an absolute privilege, Cassia, to speak to your mother today and to bring her through for you. But unfortunately, we've run out of time. And I just want to thank you so much for that privilege and wish you all the best. Okay. And thank you to all of the listeners today for tuning in. I am Nay Mary from Intuitive Readings, and you can connect with me on Facebook and at TikTok. Thanks very much.
Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV and Lightning Television. Welcome.
Time for Zodiac Zone with Melissa Markham. Live from MMAstroVibes.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Zodiac Zone
On A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hi everyone, happy May 1st. So excited because we are actually in Taurus season. So people ask me all the time, tell me about the signs. What is Taurus? Taurus is represented by the bull. It is the second house in the astrological chart. And Taurus is also ruled by Venus. So some of the characteristics are Taurus are, they're very stubborn. They're very determined. It's a fixed sign, so you can't really change their mind. They focus on beauty, but in a different way that Venus does. Second house is also about your self-worth, your money. Taurus is the ruler of the stock market. So, the little bull that you see, it's no coincidence. It is Taurus. And I love the fact that, this year seems to be just flying by. We're in summer. For many people, that's a good thing. I'm in St. Augustine, Florida, so it's going to be a little bit hot this summer. But I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about the transits, some of the transits going on within the next week, and kind of tell you some things that are going on. Tomorrow, we're going to have Venus conjunct Neptune in Aries. So a conjunction is when two planets are very closely together and there's an orb of about 5 degrees. So very close. So some of the things that this could mean tomorrow is deep empathy, creativity, romantic idealism, great for visionary art, heart-to-heart conversations. So if you want to bring something up with your partner and it's been sitting in your gut for a long time, tomorrow is a really good time to do it. So that's what's going on. Tomorrow, May 4th, we have Pluto stations retrograde in Aquarius. So a lot of people don't know this, but the outer planets being Saturn, Pluto, Uranus, Neptune, they are typically in retrograde about 50% of the time. So they move back and forth into retrograde. So what this means, Pluto went into Aquarius the end of last year, got out of Capricorn, it's going into Aquarius. Typically, Pluto stays in a sign about anywhere from 18 to 21 years. So it's a long time. It's major, major transformation. This is going to bring inner reflection around power, autonomy, and social innovation. You may visit your weird influences and groups or feel like you're detached from outdated group dynamics. Aquarius can do that. So moving on, wanted to talk about May 5th, Mercury in Aries, sextile Jupiter in Gemini. You could have an expansive boost to communication and ideas. Great for pitching proposals. Let's say you have that idea at your job or something that you want to co-create. Excellent time to do that. Learning something new, making connections that broaden your horizons. Sextiles are really great because they're very easy. And it's a great time to do things when planets are sextiling. Moving on to May 6th, Venus in Aries, sextile Pluto in Aquarius. So this is about manifestation, magnetic attraction. Use this energy to draw in what you desire, whether it's that creative inspiration, bold partnership, or breakthrough in self-improvement. I think it's a really good time. It looks like next week, besides that retrograde in Aquarius, seems to be kind of easy and flowy, which is always nice to kind of have the sky be a little bit easier for us. So I just wanted to kind of tell you briefly, I'm an evolutionary vibrational astrologer. I really look at the soul purpose in somebody's chart. And I am actually getting into biohacking. So I'm super excited about this because I think it's about mind, body, health awareness. If you feel good, you're putting the right nutrients into your body, whatever you're deficient in, you're making the changes in that. And plus you're doing your soul purpose. Wow, isn't that like an enlightening space to be in? So I am really super excited about all of this. So I'm ready to read a chart. Nanette, how are you?
I'm great. How about yourself?
Great, great. You're from Cheyenne, Wyoming.
Yes, I am.
I always wanted to go out to Wyoming. It seems really cool and just a lot of
It is.
native, like spiritual energy, which kind of, I'm sure it, draws people in, especially the people that live there.
Oh, yes. That it does. Beautiful state.
So I wanted to say this. Do you have your birth time?
I do.
Awesome. Let me put on my glasses here. Tell me what your birth date is. Day, month, year.
6/24/78.
6/24/78. Okay, so June 24th, 1978. And your birth time?
7:02 p.m.
7:02 p.m. And what's the city and state you were born?
in Torrance, California.
I'm sorry?
Torrance, California.
Torrance. Gotcha.
Torrance.
Uh-huh. I'm able to pull that up, no problem. Okay. So, like I said, I'm an evolutionary vibrational astrologer. What I look at is the lunar nodes, which are elliptical points in the sky. And it's really understanding your past to get to your future. So most of us exist and live in our south node, and we're trying to get to our north node. So I see that your south node is in the 4th house in Aries, and your north node is in Libra in the 10th house. And I would say a lot of times with the Aries Libra axis, it's about self versus relationships. And 4th house, 10th house is the balance between work and family. So it's a combination of all of this when I look at somebody's chart. I would say you're the type of person that South Node in Aries, they're fairly independent. But there is an element where you're probably attached to family or something to do with family, whether it's a business or something like that. You're probably the kind of person that takes a lot of stuff on for people because you're like I said, you're independent, but you don't want to appear weak. That's the Ram. And really, it's about the North Node. It's about balance in relationships, having that harmonious relationship. And because it's in the 10th house, I would say it's something to do with your career, your reputation, something in that dynamic. Oops. How does that sound?
It sounds pretty much spot on. Yeah.
Is that okay? Yeah. What do you do?
Actually, I work at a truck stop at the moment. Recently got offered a higher position.
That is where you're kind of stuck in a situation, or I don't know if any of those make sense, but
It does. It definitely does.
okay, yeah, and it's
And
really
it would be with.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, no. It's really about in this lifetime to overcome that Chiron, so maybe it's you doing something different, trying to it's almost like I say when somebody has Chiron and Taurus, it's like, oh my God, pick the door number 3. Even if you don't know what's behind it, it could be something that could be life-changing. You know what you know, but you never know what's going to be. You know what I mean? To get out of that stuckness, that feeling of being stuck. Does that make sense?
It does.
Yeah, I mean, these are the things that it's amazing. When I started to learn vibrational astrology, it opened up my world, my heart, my soul, like I could never imagine, because it was something that, I know you're a Cancer. I know that your moon sign's in Pisces. I know you're a very sensitive person. You're very family oriented, but this stuff is really to the core.
listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV and Lightning Television. Welcome.
Time for Peace, Love, Tranquility, Healing with Tony Lacy. Live from peacelovetranquilityhealing.my.canva.site/Peace Love Tranquility Healing -home.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Peace, Love, Tranquility, Healing
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to A1R Radio, Moonstruck TV. I am Tony, the Trance Medium, and my brand is Peace, Love, Tranquility, Healing. I hope everyone is doing well. The weather here has been lovely the last few days, very, very sunny, and I'm excited to connect with someone tonight. And it looks like I will be, I'm sorry, the name is blurry. I can't see the name. So I will just wait for my producer to let me know. And until then, I can help with your mediumship questions, psychic questions. I can connect both ways, even though they're two different entities, the way that we do it. And I'm also very excited that I'm working on my trance healing, and that's coming along beautifully. So I am ready whenever the producer is ready. And let's all have some fun tonight. So it is Terry, I believe. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Hi, Terry. How are you?
Hi. Hi. Good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Before I came on, I was told that it's going to be a mediumship reading tonight. Is that okay with you?
Okay. Yes.
Okay. Let me see. I did feel a male energy before we came on. And I was feeling a little strange earlier. So I'm connecting that with he possibly had dementia or he had had a stroke previously. Does that connect with you?
Not really.
Okay.
I have no strokes or dementia.
Okay, not a problem. I will connect and see who comes through a little clearer. I'm feeling a mother energy now, or a grandmother, but it seems a little closer to you. So I believe it would be your mother that's passed.
Yeah.
I'm seeing her as slender and taller than average female.
No, she's a little heavy.
She's heavy. Okay, well, she's presenting as, I'm not saying skinny or thin, but she's presenting in a very beautiful, I wish I could draw this. She's showing herself to me wearing a flapper dress and the band with a flower on the side. So, and she's showing me that she's dancing. So she is very happy to be mobile and able to enjoy the love of dancing that she had. Her presence seems a little on the guarded side. So she wasn't as happy-go-lucky or wanting to talk to many people towards the end. She's making me feel some resistance. So there were people that wanted to be there for her and help her, but she would refuse their help and just said, I'm fine. Okay. And now she's showing me that she's in the kitchen wearing an apron, and I'm seeing the colors white and red, and there's frills along the side. So it's not just a plain straight apron. Does that make sense to you?
Oh, she my neighbor's for the chef.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's showing me that she's just enjoying the sunshine, the flowers, dandelions in particular. She's showing me quite a bit of dandelions. She really enjoys the outdoor. Like she's showing me being outside, beautiful sunshine, beautiful blue sky, and she's surrounded by. I'm seeing like 2 or actually 3 grandchildren. Feels like a boy and 2 girls.
Oh my God.
Sorry, hon?
Is there anything else about her grandchildren? It could be my son.
Okay. He seems to be older than the other 2. And the other 2 seem to have a female energy. And I'm also feeling twins.
Yes, my mother had twins and they died.
Okay, I'm so sorry for your loss.
So that's her kids, and my son passed. So that's her grandson. That's what I hope.
Yes, definitely. Definitely. Because I can see him.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, sorry. It's okay. What was your question?
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Tell me what you see.
Okay. Are you okay,
I just-
hon? Are you okay, Terry?
Yeah.
Okay. Just want to make sure you're okay. So the twins is both female, and your son is older in age than they were.
Right.
I'm seeing your son as slender build and tall, just above average, like a 5'11".
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. He's quite intelligent. Like he could be a professor in school. Very smart guy. And he says, just because I'm smart doesn't mean I didn't like to have fun. He is absolutely 100% feeling himself now. Feels like there was a part of him that he could not share. Does that make sense?
Sorry, how would you say?
It feels like there was a part of him that he could not share, did not want to share.
Yeah, he died of cancer, and he kind of pushed people away. That I think, I don't know if he gave up or I don't know what really happened.
And he's saying, I was fine with leaving Mom. I wasn't scared. I knew there was going to be better things on the other side.
Wow.
Oh, he is very much surrounded by love, and he's giving love.
Thank God.
I'm hearing the name Matt.
That's his friend.
Oh.
That was his best friend.
Because Matt's coming up.
Wow.
He wants to let him know that he's still buddies with him. He says, I miss you, but I know we're going to be together when it's supposed to happen.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm seeing
his mom.
You're welcome. She says everything's fine. He's not feeling any pain. He does not have any mobility issues. He is absolutely, she's showing me that he's teaching. So this whole teacher vibe that I got earlier with he could be a professor, he's actually teaching on the other side.
Wow.
Sorry.
Wow.
And it feels like he's showing me disabled, and it's more so children to the teenage years. That is who he is most connected to, and that's who he's helping.
Wow.
Yeah, he's giggling now. He's laughing back at Matt. He's like, dude, wait till you get here. He says, you're not going to believe how amazing it is.
Wow.
Yeah, he has 2 mugs of beer on the table that he's showing me for him and Matt.
Oh my God. Okay. Is there any possibility? Is he with his girlfriend? She passed away like 2 years after him.
Oh no.
She took her own life. They were like soulmates, I think. I just want to know if they're together or does she make it the other side or does she see him?
I'm feeling there's a name with the letter S that begins with an S. Would that be her?
No.
No. Okay. Okay, it's a nickname. It's a term of endearment. He's saying sweetie and sugar pie, which is sweet. She was shorter than him and had dark hair.
Yes.
Okay. Yep, he says we're here.
Kaylee.
Okay.
Kaylee was her name.
Yeah, they're together. They're together.
Oh, thank God.
Everybody's together. The love that I'm seeing, I wish I could show how much love there is from him and to him. He says, Mom, don't worry. I'm absolutely fine. I wasn't scared when I left. And I am just sending you so much love. And I can actually feel his arms around your shoulders. Like he's coming to hug you from the back.
He used to hold me. Oh my God, all the time from the back. Oh, thank you.
Do you have any questions before I disconnect from them?
Will you be with me on Mother's Day? Any signs I can look for?
Yeah,
you come in my dreams, ask him.
He's going to be there for sure. He's showing me pancakes or waffles. You can't tell which one. But okay, so I'm going to disconnect from your loved ones. I thank him, and I thank your grandmother, and everyone else that is on the other side for you. I hope that gives you some sort of peace and comfort hearing back from him.
And God bless you for your that you share with others, your talent or whatever.
Thank you, Terry.
Thank you, honey. I hope you have a nice evening.
You too. Take care, and you will see him. You'll feel him. Okay.
Thank you, honey, very much. Thank you.
You're very welcome. All right. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in to A1R Radio and Moonstruck TV. I am Tony, the trance medium, and it's peace, love, tranquility, healing. May everyone have a great rest of the week and a safe and happy weekend. And happy Mother's Day to everyone out there, and that's including single dads.
To A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, Enlightening Television. Welcome.
Time for Good Vibrations with Lady Phyllis. Lady Phyllis. Live from LadyPhyllis.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Good Vibration
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Thank you very much. Hi, my name is Lady Phyllis, and I'm a medium. And I started mediumship about 3 years ago. I began to study mediumship when my husband passed away about 7 years ago. And the thing that I've learned is that mediumship is really accessible to anybody. What I've learned is you don't need a gift. There are people who are gifted that they learn mediumship from an early age. They start out, they're in contact with the other side. They have this ability. But I think we all have the ability. And then when we're born, our parents come in the room when we're busy talking to spirit or we're doing something. They come in the room and they tell us that's your imagination. And slowly that third eye over here crusts over and we kind of lose contact. But I think everybody can touch their intuition, can connect with their intuition and develop mediumship and hear those messages. But in case you can't, that's what I'm here for. That's what I've done. I've studied it. I named the show Good Vibrations. A lot of mediums surround themselves with crystals. Why? Why do they surround themselves with crystals? Crystals enhance our vibrations. I mean, it's really interesting, but throughout history, kings and queens have put crystals in their crowns. Even our phones, our TV sets work with crystals. There's even a cave. There's even a cave in Mexico that the crystals are so large that if people go into this cave, they could get microwaved. The crystals cook them from the inside out. You can look it up. It's in Mexico. I think it's called the Crystal Cave. So the point is, if you want to start exploring your abilities, if you want to start testing it out, go into a crystal shop, look around and see what crystal speaks to you. See what crystal you're drawn to. Like I said, I've been drawn to them for years, and I have 4 grandchildren. So one of the things I do is I put all the colors of chakras, the crystals that represent all the different chakras that align, the 7 main ones. I put it in a bowl, and I ask the kids to reach in and pull it out. And then they have to discuss which color they pulled. Like, for instance, if they pulled the blue chakra, and that represents the throat, do they feel that they're not being heard? If they pull the purple chakra, which is the third eye, do they feel that they're blocked or that they need to align that chakra in order to contact someone on the other side or hear things? So there's lots of ways you could start learning how to connect with spirit. A lot of people confuse mediums and psychics. My son is a psychic. He operates on one of the social medias as a psychic. All mediums are psychics, but not all psychics are mediums. So what's the main difference between a psychic and a medium? I know that helps when you want to go to one. You have to know what the difference is. So what's the difference? A medium connects with your loved one on the other side. A medium speaks directly with a spirit on the other side and then provides information, hopefully evidential information that can't be found on social media. For instance, a medium is the person who would say, I'm connecting with your mother on the other side, and you had a fight with her shortly before she passed, and she wants to tell you that she understands your point of view. So mediumship's purpose is not only to give hope to people who don't want to feel that it's over when a person passes, it's also there for closure, comfort, and healing. I like to say we're not a lounge act. We're here for a purpose, and that's a very important purpose. I know that I went to medium after medium after medium after each person passed in my family, my parents, then my husband, because it brought me comfort. So a psychic connects with your higher self, connects with the universe, and will tell you things relating to career, finances, romance. So basically, if you want to know if you should leave a toxic relationship or should you change your profession, you go to a psychic. If you want to know, how your mom is doing and that has she seen that you've had a child, you go to a medium. So we have someone on hold, and what I do to help to facilitate a reading. A lot of people use tarot cards or dowsing rods or whatever. I use this book. I wrote this book. It's called 366 Affirmations and Inspirations to Live By. So I want Paige is waiting, Paige to pick a number 1 to 366. And I'm going to read what's on that page, and let's see if that's a message from someone she wants to get in touch with.
I say 9.
9.
Please.
Okay, 9. Okay, 9 it is. All right. Page, what it says on this page, and I do feel that it's coming from a female on the other side. It does feel like it's maybe a grandma. And she's saying no for you. No is my boundary, and I'm allowed to say it without explanation. So very often when people get this page, it's about the fact that they're doing everything from everybody. The expectation level is always unfair, and people might be taking advantage of you. So this person on the other side is letting you know, set up a boundary. Don't be afraid to say no, and you don't have to explain why. Friends will understand, enemies won't listen. And what they want you to do is to protect yourself. Does that resonate with you?
Yes, actually, it does. Very much so.
Yeah, it's really strange. I wrote the book in one day. I use it at the conclusion of most of my readings. I do read it on social media. I ask people to just put in a page number on social media. And it's really astonishing that it does resonate. Do you have any other questions?
No. Does this grandma have anything else to say to me?
Are you going through a major change in your life now? I feel like there's that you've just it doesn't have to be a romantic relationship, but is there some sort of change going on in your relationship?
Yes.
And is it romantic? In other words, are you separating from someone or reconsidering?
I went through a divorce.
Okay. What I see is there was a lot of turbulence. And I still see that it's a little bit rocky, but in other words, not rocky that it's difficult, but rocky with what do I do now? Do I go this way? Do I take this job? Do I move? Do I this? Do I that? And what she's saying to you is it's all going to, what I see is that it's going to smooth out. What I see is usually smooth waters. So that tells me that you're coming out of something that was, and you stayed longer than you should have. Did you stay longer than you should have? Yeah, because she's saying you gave him so much rope, and he like it took it took him forever it took you forever to really you gave him a lot of chances. Does that resonate?
Yes, very much so. Very, very much so.
Is there also some kind of addiction over it somewhere, like alcohol, or is there some kind of addiction somewhere here?
In this grandma, I believe, is my boyfriend's grandma, and my boyfriend had an addiction, and my ex-husband had an addiction with alcohol as well.
Yeah, and I'm picking up on a J name, like Jim, James, Joe. There's a J name living. Okay.
Yeah, it's her, June.
Okay, all right. And what she's doing is she's taking a dish rag, a dish rag. When you finish mopping up the kitchen, like you're done. You wash the dishes and you wipe around the sink so there's no spots. That's what she's showing me. Like, you're done. You're done. Don't look back. Look forward. The reason why, in the car you drive, right? So the rear view mirror is really small, right? But the front window is very large, correct? She says it's opening up in front of you. Close up what was behind you.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Well, you have two children.
Makes a lot. I actually have 3 children.
3 children. When they say 2, are 2 still living with you, or 2 one sex? There's a reason why they'll bring up 2 or
There's
2 with
2,
one person.
There's only 2. There are 2 minors that are left. One my boyfriend
and the other
has,
one,
and I have is my daughter. That's a minor. Everybody, all our we have 7 kids together, and the rest are all adults.
Okay. Yeah, she's talking about the 2 kids, that they may have some issues with this, and just get them the proper therapy. Okay. And so
that
my
makes
guess
sense.
is she's talking about the 2 that are left. So make sure that they're speaking whatever's important to them.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Perfect. Yeah, that's good to know.
Well, it was nice meeting you, and I wish you good luck.
Okay, thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Bye-bye. Before we go, I just want to say Mother's Day is coming up, and my sons bought me a great gift. Mom, I want to hear your story. And the reason why they bought, and you could buy any book like this. Very often when I do a reading, most people, especially with the younger crowd, will say things like, I don't know what my grandmother's name, I don't know what they did for a living. I don't know. And it's really hard to validate information. So pick up a book, write it, and if you don't have a book, you could write it in a Google document. That's what I did. I wrote our family history, everyone's names. I put it all down in a family history for my sons and their children and their wives to access, so they wouldn't say, I don't know, when they go to a medium. Well, it was nice meeting you. I hope you enjoyed my good vibrations, and we'll see you again next week.
to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Supernatural Living with Danny Voroscope. Live from NewWorldServices.org.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Supernatural Living
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to A1R Psychic Radio Network. It's great to be here with you. My name is Danny Boriskova. I am a evidential medium, spiritual advisor, and I'd really like to think of myself as more of a guide as we navigate through all of these changes that are happening nowadays. So when I was thinking about one thing that I'd like to start the show with, I was thinking along the lines of manifesting. I know that we have a lot of questions about our free will. What can we do? Law of one. There's all these different things, and I wanted to share that what I've learned behind all of this is really the most basic of all things, and it starts with gratitude. And I know that seems ABC when we're thinking about affirmations, prayer, all that stuff is good stuff. But really, having the sense of gratitude, just practicing that every day throughout your day, and connecting to the outcomes that you do want will really magnetize those things to you. And it's a big deal. I'm summing it up in a small pocket here, but it is a really big deal. So that was one thing that I really wanted to start sharing with you with each week. How to live a life of gratitude, especially when you have bills, we have love, we have our kids. There's a lot going on. So I would say start with something small. Especially when we're having one of those days that's just I like to start with something small. I say, well, how was the air today? Does it feel good? Does the sunshine, feel nice today? Okay, I'll take it. How was that cup of coffee? All right, okay. And you know what? Before you know it, this builds upon itself. So, yeah, there we go. Okay, so you know what? Let's see if we maybe we'll take a caller. See who we have here. Loretta. Hi, Loretta. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes. How are you?
Oh, I'm wonderful. Thank you for calling.
Oh, yeah. It's good to connect. How can I help you today?
Oh, well, I guess if you just want to send me a general message in regards to, my path and future that I'm heading towards, that would be wonderful. If there's anything that you think I should know, that would be great.
Okay. Is there a specific area that you'd want to focus on? I'm tuning into education. But is there love or career, something that you had in mind?
Not particularly, but education. I'm actually in Mexico right now, and I'm going to be doing a sweat lodge in about an hour. So I'm just having some cacao, and then I signed up for a workshop that I'm going to be doing here. So that's very education oriented.
That's excellent. That's so excellent to hear. Now, when you did ask about your path, that was one of the first things that came up. And, are you considering facilitating events? Is that something that you have planned or that you're questioning?
I just got my certification to facilitate cacao ceremonies, and I have done a couple, but I really want to expand that. So that's why I'm doing this workshop, just to learn a little bit more and just really move forward in my spiritual development, but also teaching. I want to move into more of that teacher role, you know?
Well, you are, I just got chills. You are so ready. And you are such a blessing to the community, to everyone. And I just feel that this is all smooth sailing. Honest, I think are you contemplating moving? Or are you thinking about moving with this? Like wondering if this would be more beneficial in a different area?
Well, I'm changing careers for sure.
Mhm.
It's a gradual process, but so I'm moving jobs. I found out I had PTSD from work, so I can't stay where I am. So I just wanted to move something that was less toxic and just more nurturing and feminine. So really drawn to helping people and just really want to help wake people up, but also help them get more healthy in all aspects, physical, mental, spiritual, that kind of thing.
This feels so good. I feel that you are right coming into your own, right on your path. And it feels to me that you really know this. It might not always be so clear in the front, but yeah. And I think that it's going to come up a little clearer for you to maybe come to like a crossroads to where you're thinking about relocating. And has that come up yet?
I don't know, maybe move, but I'm in Mexico, so I'm going back to Canada in a few days, so maybe that's what you're sensing. I don't know.
Okay. Well, one thing I do see with your path going forward is that there would be an opportunity to move, and what I feel from that is that whichever choice you make, stay or move, that they're equally as great. They're equally as great. I can feel the difference between the warmth, say, over Mexico and this area, but you'll have the same success in either areas. So if I could give you some advice, I would definitely tell you, don't worry. It's really just preference.
Right.
Is there anything else you'd like me to look into? I love it. This looks so good on you. This is so good for you, really. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess if you want to tell me about my financial future, like I am starting a business, so if you want to share something about my new company, that would be great.
Yeah. So what I do feel with your business is, I'm getting an impression, regarding, not quite a concern for debt, but that there is there something regarding a loan or charging on your credit card, borrowing money, something to that effect? There's nothing like that. Okay. I do have a feeling of something regarding that it wouldn't be like cash payout, something that you have, that there would be something that would require additional funds. And it does feel like that's where another collaboration is going to come in. Do you have another female friend that you're thinking about collaborating with?
Yes.
Okay. That does feel like that in time, to me, that does feel like that in time would build into something trusting, with the appropriate boundaries, the appropriate professional boundaries. So still, everything looks absolutely great. And anything that you're going through as you're going through each one of these steps, they're just steps. They're there's really nothing along this path. It seems like you are just really right on point with your purpose. I commend you for doing all the work to get here, and congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, on that note, we're going to let you go, and I just wish you the best. And hey, stop back sometime and let us know how it's going.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. Okay, I love a happy story. Yeah. Okay, well, let's see. I believe we do have another caller waiting here. Okay. Let's see if I can see. Who is this? Let's see. I can't see the name. Okay. Helen, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, hi, Helen. How are you? Thank you for being here.
Oh, thank you. You're welcome. Thank you.
And thanks for being patient with me as I work through my techie stuff here.
It's okay. I wait my turn. It's okay. I'm patient.
So how are you today, Helen?
I'm doing okay. I was wondering if maybe you could, do my cards for me.
Did you say your cards?
Yeah, if you could tell me what you see in the cards.
I have to tell, I love it. I love it. I love it. I came on today, and I wanted to talk about signs and synchronicities. And then I said, no, let's get into gratitude manifesting. And as I'm going through my logic, I had this urge that said, get your cards. And I said, no. I said, no, we're going to talk about gratitude. And it was, no, don't sit down without your cards. So Helen, it's great. It's great to connect with you. And as a matter of fact, I did listen to Spirit, and I do have them here. On that note, Helen, is there any area of your life that you'd really like to prefer to delve into first, or that you have a higher priority in? I did have these. I'm not going to tell you which ones. Go ahead. You tell me.
No. Oh, no. You tell me what you want to tell me. It doesn't matter. Whatever you see.
Okay. All right. Let's see. To grab these first. That's something else. I love how that works out. Okay. Not those. Just give me 1 second, because I did grab them on my way in here. I didn't have them ready, but next time I will. So let me just see here. Okay. Well, the first ones that called out to me as I was coming were my Doreen Virtue romance cards. So I'll just give you a quick show right here. And I said, well, I don't know. I don't want to pick one out, ahead of time. And well, here they are. So as I pick these up right now, I have another deck over here for you. I'm feeling like we're going to talk about a non-romantic connection. So let's see what we've got here. Feels like even though these are romance, it's like this is also friendship to be romance. Let's see. Would that make sense to you, Helen?
A friendship to romance, yes, that makes sense.
That does make sense. Okay. All right, great. Thank you for confirming that. Let's see. For Helen. Let's see for Helen. Okay. What I got, Helen? Helen, okay, let's see. I'm pulling another one here for you. I feel like I have something here, but I'm feeling like this could be part of your past. So let me just see if I got a little bit more information here. Okay, well, you can tell me, Helen. So the first card I'm pulling here is pay attention to the red flags. Pay attention
to that. I always pay attention to the red flags, yes.
Okay. This, so the signs are cautioning you. Now, this feels to me, Helen, like this is something that you've already gotten past or that you're already aware of.
Yes.
Is that's true? Yes?
Yes.
That makes sense? Yes. Okay, good.
Yes, it makes sense.
Okay, that feels past. And now the next one that I have here is religious factors. So religious factors, right? And I'm not sure if you're familiar with this deck. Your love life, excuse me, is
I don't have no love life. I don't have a love life.
Love life or lack thereof love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. So I would like, what I feel off of this is I would like to take out the word religion, right? Set that aside. And I'm getting pulled more towards the word, the upbringing. I get a feeling that do you feel that you have to be with a certain type of person? Are you looking for?
No.
No? Okay. When you're looking for someone, is one of the primary considerations incorporating this person into your family or community?
Mm-hmm. Okay. But
Some
I'm not
people,
looking for no.
people don't mind. They think, hey, when love finds me, fate finds me. And then some people say, hey, this is real important.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So is that something that you, how do you feel about that? Like, is that something that plays a big role in your?
Oh yeah, if something's meant to be and it happens, yes. But I'm not looking for anything. Then yes, that's okay.
Okay. Well, I'd say that since this comes in the present position, maybe just be mindful that I know that I've heard this myself, that sometimes the person that is coming towards you or that's interested in you may not fit that bill that we think. But if you give it a second, you never know. And almost blushing. So Helen, I have to tell you, the next card here we have is chemistry. So,
okay.
There's a strong magnetic attraction here. All right. On that note, are you familiar with a man? Are you close to a man whose name would begin with J?
J. Yeah.
I'm getting.
Yes.
Okay. And I don't want to say his name out loud, but would he be relevant to this scenario?
Yes.
Okay, great. Well, honestly, I get a good feeling about this, and it does feel that there is a little bit of awkwardness happening, and honestly, I'm picking up that the feelings are absolutely mutual, and that this has good potential. It does, not only for the chemistry, capital C, all the good stuff, but for there's a strong friendship factor there, because that's what I originally pulled out here. Life partner.
Oh yeah, there's a strong friendship.
Yeah, that right there is that's an excellent foundation to have. Now,
but the first name doesn't begin with J. The last name begins with J. But that's still okay, right?
Oh, okay, sure, yeah. I'm just seeing like the big capital there, so I would take that as a sign. But this feels really good. It feels a little awkward. Is someone not taking the next step, or have you been friends for a while to where you're comfortable and awaiting the next step?
We've been friends for a long time, but it's still not. It's just still awkward. We'll put it that way.
awkward, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Helen, are you ready to take the first step?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, then let's loop back to square one, right? How about if you feel like taking out a notebook, maybe write him a note. Right. Start having a conversation with him in a private journal. And trust me, this works. You will be able to connect with him on a deeper spiritual level in the 5D as opposed to the present. And we're all intuitive. Everyone's got a sixth sense. So,
oh, yes, so do I. Yes, I do. Mhm.
yeah. So I think putting more details in your journal about more personal, intimate thoughts I think that would absolutely get the ball rolling. I think so, without having to directly come out and say something to him.
Okay.
So
I'll try that.
yeah, definitely. And you know what? Give it a shot and maybe put down, saying something like a scenario like, I would love, if you're just pretend you're writing directly to him. I would love to go out for lunch. You know, I'd love to go to that cafe. I would love to take that ride, extra long ride together to that cafe in the other town. And even add a song, add like a romantic, some kind of song to it. Maybe just copy it there, write it down. You're creating like your vision board for this.
Okay.
And then you can literally just skip the small talk and the awkwardness.
Okay. And do you see anything else, or?
I see that, to me, when this comes out, like it's like this combustion comes out, I feel like this is going to be something that you'll look back and you'll laugh about, and that I think that he's going to be more relieved than you. So whatever awkwardness you're feeling, I feel like he's feeling it worse than you are. So yeah. And then you can actually get to the next step with planning some things to do. Are you and I should just ask, is a garden center relevant to your situation?
What is it called?
Like a garden center. I'm thinking of something like a garden center where there's like plants or something like that, like where maybe someone would say, oh, you know, I really wanted to plant those herbs, or I wanted to plant those basil or tomatoes, even if it's something like on a pot, you know, a potted plant on a deck. Did you ever have those conversations?
No.
Nothing like that. Okay. Well,
No.
I would like to recommend make getting out, if you can get out together, which you will get out together. But when you do, make an arrangement to go to one of these garden centers. I'm not sure if you have I don't know. I'm in New York, you know, so if you have a Home Depot or a whatever place like that.
Oh yeah, I have that. Yeah, I have a Home Depot. Yeah, yes.
That's what I'm imagining. I'm imagining I'm getting like the scenario of the Home Depot and you and him walking around in that garden center on a nice day, like the outdoor area. I think it's going to be a lighthearted atmosphere, and I think that you'd be real comfortable there, as opposed to a darker, you know, date type place. So,
okay.
Do you have any connection to that already, or does he?
Yes, he does. He does.
He has a connection there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. All right, good. Well, maybe this is another level to where you can draw up conversation. I'm thinking of like, what about, I get this feeling, what about asking him for advice What about asking him for
I could do
advice?
that.
If you were to
Yes, I can do that.
ask him for advice, and advice in the way of where he can do something to help you, that you're asking advice, like this is I'm trying to describe the image that I'm seeing, but it would be like, I would love to plant some basil. I would love to plant tomatoes, grow tomatoes for my salad. I have no idea. So instead of him saying, oh yeah, get the pack and the soil, saying, oh, I really am not going to understand this. And making this a project that you can do together.
Okay,
Does that make sense? Something like that would be like, it brings you closer. I don't know why it seems funny, but it's like it brings humor and it brings connection. And even if you don't want the tomatoes, you can gift them. But something on that level. And
that'd be nice to plant a garden. Yes.
Yeah. So something like that. Yeah. I see this working.
And that's.
Did you have any other questions, Helen?
No, just if you see anything else, but not concerning that part. If you see anything else in general.
I really don't. At this point, I see that this connection is going to take you really far. And thank you for sharing this with me. Thank you for inviting me in so that I could.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. And what's your name? I can remember.
My name is Danny Boriskova, and I will be here every week, Tuesdays at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. And on that note, Helen, I'm going to let you go. Wish you the best. Enjoy.
Okay, thank you. I wish you the best too. Thank you.
Oh, thanks, Helen. Take care. Wow, everyone. Well, this has been a wonderful afternoon. Thank you for joining and for sharing all your love with us. And it's just a pleasure to be here.
To A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV and Lightning Television. Welcome.
Time for Soto Tarot, exploring your intuition with Eric Soto. Live from SotoTarot.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Soto Tarot
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hey, it's Eric Soto from SotoTarot.com. Again, here on a Thursday, evening, morning, depends on where you are in the world, but I'm happy to be here on A1R Radio. and Ask One Radio, I'm sorry, and A1R Psychic Radio and Moonstruck TV at SotoTarot.com. So that's the last plug you'll see, right? I figured this morning, we're going to talk a little bit about us as hosts, what we do here, what do we get out of this, what is this for? And it's a little peek behind because I'm specifically going to be giving you an idea of what I'm doing. This is not my full-time gig, right? I've told you that. For 30 years, I've done other things. And not only have I done other things, but this is something that I still come back to. And this is the time for me. I've obviously with this network has been a fabulous time and being in around metaphysical stores, but I am going to go into some sort of a hiding and actually do what I asked to do, which is to serve. When you have, and I don't like to say abilities, I don't like to say gifts. I'm not knocking anyone that says that. We all have these capabilities of connecting in some way. Some of us have forgotten since we were kids, and some of us still speak to spirits and still speak to the other side and have those psychic physicalities or just natural abilities that we've had before and just never lost them. But the long of that short is I'm going to go into actually doing what I like to do best, and that's to serve, and that's to be with others. And to do this, sometimes you have to decide, do I want to be that person who's out in a show like this, right? This is to give back. And if you've seen anybody on the show, we give back. That's the whole reason for the free readings, for the interconnections, and to talk a little bit about you, it's right, to pull you here on the stage and highlight you and anything that you're asking for. But to really serve, sometimes you have to, when you're reading for someone, it's not about the ego of the person reading. I have to put myself in the backhand. I have to decide to take myself out of the picture and decide everything that can come for the greatest good for the reader or who I'm reading for, it comes through. And to do that, we have to take a back seat. And the longer and the more back seat we take, the more that comes out in that respect. So good news is you'll see me around in Facebook. You'll see me around on my other social medias, and you're welcome to find me. And I speak about all kinds of things, tarot related or what have you. But there is going to be a time where I'm going to be doing some other things outside of this network and outside of just even my regular things that I do in regards to giving back. So you'll see that, and some of you won't see that. So it just gives you a little hiding. Some of us that want to do this, we do this the best. I won't even say the best psychics and mediums out there, but let's say it this: a credible psychic or a medium will be the ones that don't go and show it off so much. They just are very humble. Yes, they need to make money. Yes, they need to be out there in a service, and yes, they need to do just like you and I have to pay for rent and such. But they do it in a way that you wouldn't even know. If you saw them on the street, you wouldn't even know. Oh, that's a psychic medium. Oh, that's a tarot reader. Oh, that's an angel worker. You'd have no idea. And that's because that's our calling that we do. Not to pat ourselves on the back, but it's something that it is a life-changing event. When you go through this awakening is the buzzword right now. A lot of that will be putting you to the back burner and putting everyone else forward. So I say that only because not to put a downer on anything. This is my way to give back. And I love being on this program. I love to give back. I have someone here to talk to. Looks like I have Phyllis in Maryland, USA. If you want to come on there, Phyllis, I'd love to welcome you on the show. How are you today?
Hi, how are you?
Very good. Very good. I'm doing very well. So I say that whole thing because this is really your time. I make sure that I have this half-hour slot for you and for another readers, another caller, so we can talk about whatever you wish. If you had questions or concerns or something that you just want a general reading, I am a psychic tarot reader. I'm intuitive. We can do a lot of different things, but it's your time.
How about a psychic reading?
Okay. Now, I do use my cards psychically, but I show you along the way. That's part of mine. They're not really tarot cards, as you'll know here in a second as I pull them for you, but I like to explain them anyway. And if I can see myself here, because I've blocked myself, this is a tower card, and it looks a little bit like a tower card. But in regards to tower card, I mean, it's not always a negative aspect. People think, oh my gosh, the tower, that means things are coming down around me. No, it just means it's time to break those walls down. A lot of times right now, you have something that you're trying to break that wall down. It's a barrier, and I'm going to add to that and find out exactly what that is on a psychic level here. the change here of the Wheel of Fortune or the Wheel of Fate card. So this is a time for you to break through. I don't know necessarily, and I won't label it, but the feeling of the energy is this is your time now. The wheel goes around and around in a circle. And when it comes time to take those all old walls down, if you remember the Berlin Wall at one time, you had Reagan saying, Mr. Gorbachev, take that wall down, right? There was a time that it might have been to be staying up, and there's a time for it to being down. It's funny that I remember being younger when that was up, and not to think that, I can't believe that was actually up at one point, but that's the world we live in. Same thing in that respect for you. So right now, you are going through something that you're looking to break a barrier for. I'm going to ask you yes or no, and if that's a yes or no feeling, then I'm going to move it a little bit forward. I would even say so much this is a person as well. This is a page of swords. It means two things. It can mean a person. It also means ideas. So they're brand new ideas coming through. So wherever you're trying to break through right now, it's specifically in regards to, I have a new thought. I have a new idea. I see the world a little differently. And these old ways of thinking, I can't deal with anymore. For whatever reason, yesterday I was a Republican. Today I'm a Democrat. I don't know why. It's just, I can't deal with this anymore. And I'm not saying vice versa is wrong. I'm saying that's the aspect of it. Whatever I was thinking yesterday, today seems I can't understand why I was thinking that way. I need to break that tower down. I need to break that wall down. Does that sound familiar to you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it does.
Right. And that's the connection we have, right? There's no reason to even ask what that is. It's just telling you the energy that's on you. And you're not looking for me to tell you. You're looking for me to explain, hey, I'm feeling that, right? Eric, you in, Iowa, somewhere in the cornfields. And I'm like, yeah, I'm feeling that, you in Maryland, Phyllis, but we don't know each other. You're wearing that. That's the energy you're wearing. So the Knight of Swords also, which this looks like a little angel fish with a bullseye. If I can angle a little bit better, it looks like a dart or something going into a bullseye here. That specifically means being very much to the point and being laser precise in removing the old idea and bringing in the new idea now. So whatever that is, whether that idea is, it could be the person who has that idea that you can't deal with anymore, but it also is specifically a way of thinking. This wall, this German wall that was up at one time has to come down, Gorbachev. This is no longer can be. I can't see it this way any longer. And this is my new way of thinking. This is the way I'm going to move. And unfortunately, for you or for this idea, I need to see it this way. And not only that, but I need to cut it out of my life and decide to move it forward in this aspect. Still holding true for you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
So you're looking for the question. Now I'm getting the vibration. Here's the psychic part. Here's where I get the little vibrations here. So 2 of Cups, the little 2 bubbles that go together. 2 of Cups, it now means when you cut in the universe, as I'm learning, and you can look this up, I guarantee you most 99% of the time you'll see it. Anytime you remove something, there leaves a gap, there leaves a space. You have to then put something in. Perfect example is, hey, I don't want to smoke anymore. And if you've ever gone cold turkey, it's not the easiest thing in the world. Usually you have to replace it with some kind of gum or some kind of habit or something else to get you through, because you've had all these years of muscle memory of doing something, and there has to be a replacement. So in this regard, it's telling me 2 of Cups means love. It uses connections. It needs friendship. It also means companionship or partners. So any of this old idea that you're cutting out means you need to replace with a new. A lot of things can be here, and I'm not going to step on the door. I'm going to let you decide that, but it's definitely in love. It's definitely bringing some new idea, person or friends or support system around you to replace that old idea that's just no longer holding. Still gotcha?
Okay. Yes.
Is that what you're asking? Is that kind of in the back of your head, like, well, okay, I can get this, but is this okay too?
Yes.
And I'm telling you, it's okay. It's very much okay. I don't want to give you permission to do so. You're going to do whatever you're going to do. If I've had 3 kids, and they're probably watching. If they did, they're going to, Dad, we're going to do whatever we're going to do. You're right. You're going to do whatever you're going to do. Whatever I tell you, I'm just going to try to guide you along the way. It's the same idea. If you're looking for, hey, can I remove this from my life, or can I look a different way? Yes, but make sure the new direction also includes love and support, friendship, and being surrounded with that like-minded ideas and people that also see that. Is that making sense to you?
Yes.
I got a little bit of time. Do you want to expand on that? You're welcome to share. You don't have to. My job is to help you along the way. If you're saying this is validating, we can go a little further, or you can validate on it. It's up to you.
No, that's good. That's good. I understand what you're saying. I'm getting my answer from you.
Good.
I got my answer.
Good. And I'm probably going to add one little thing here, because it tends to be. If this is the celebration card, the oyster, I always say it backwards, the pearl with the oyster, it's a 4 of wands. It also means a celebration. So I'll give you a little hint, Phyllis. If you do this, if you do look forward this way and bring down those walls and go this new direction, it will be, in a celebratory manner, it will be a blessing.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It's nice to see you, and I hope the weather stays well.
Oh, it's beautiful here.
I will get around at some point, besides being landlocked in Iowa. You take care, Phyllis.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
So again, I don't need to know what Phyllis's backstory is, right? That could be something that she could share or not, it doesn't matter, but she's validating. This makes sense. This is something that I'm asking. This is what's around her as far as energy is concerned. Energy is energy is energy. If you've heard that as well. A plant is energy. It gets down to a certain molecular mass. Water is energy. Your little video game Xbox controller can be down to energy and then burnt off, right? So there is still energy involved. And when you break it down to something more simple, it's sometimes a lot easier to see. Should I leave Johnny? Should I leave Mary? It's not as complicated sometimes as you think if you break it down into, this is how I'm feeling with this person. This is how their energy is affecting me. If you break it down that way, it makes it a little bit more easier and a little bit more digestible to understand. Alexandra in Salt Lake City, Utah, USA. How are you?
Good, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing very well. How can I help you today? If you've listened a little bit, we can discuss anything if you wish, or I can start just from scratch.
I would just like you to start from scratch. I just want to hear what the universe has to say to me.
I love that, because this is where the shock value comes in. It's not necessarily for me. I get shocked as well, but it's the idea that you don't think you're wearing it like clothes sometimes. So the Knight of Wands upside down, it looks like a frowny face. Let's see if I can make a frowny face. And my hair is kind of out in the way and my nose is up in the air. It looks like a frowny face. What happens is there's energy trapped. It's a knight. A knight should be moving. A knight should want to move and gallop around and do something. And wands means energy. So when you're dealing with energy, you're dealing with someone in regards to, there is a trapped energy here, feeling that it's like the frowny face. I don't know what to do with myself. I have an anxiousness is what I'm feeling. Some kind of an anxiousness of I don't know how to burn this energy off. So I'm going to build on that from you, and you can go yes or no along the way. But I have an Ace of Pentacles. So when aces come up, that means potential. And this looks like an egg. It looks like a growth. So there is sometimes, I'll go back a little bit. I don't like to say medical, but when there's potential, this is one of my cards that sometimes tells me other things. So there could be some news here in regards to around you, and in regards to, there's a situation where we're frustrated, maybe you and around you, we're frustrated with this potential of a growth of some sort in the physical form. Well, sometimes it's a business, sometimes it's a money, sometimes it's other things in regards to our physical bodies and such. So I'm going to ask you straight up, because I don't like to lead you down the line, and I want to make sure it's completely clear. There's nothing medically, as far as you're concerned, that you'd be concerned about coming that you're being frustrated for right now, is there?
Medically, no.
Good. Okay. So then it's the other side, which is exactly what I'm saying. The growth of, I'm frustrated here in the fact of trying to grow money, or trying to grow growth, or trying to make potentially do more with something in the physical universe. Physical means I'm also trying to open up, whether it be a business, or I'm trying to move, or there's a movement here that's showing growth, But again, I'm stagnated. I explained that before. I'm not able to move like the knight normally is, which is a phoenix bird flying through and landing into the water like the ducks do or the geese do and making a huge splash. It's the opposite. And the opposite is just sitting there with all this energy in their head, which they're thinking about trying to use. And unfortunately, the growth is there, but we're not able to use it. We're being frustrated and able to expand on that. Is that sounding familiar for you?
Yes, I would say that's very accurate. I feel like I want to grow and develop in so many different ways, but yet I feel stagnant and don't know how to get past that.
You know how to do that? This is what this is saying. The Three of Pentacles, this is what I call the artist putting their work out for the critic. When they put their work out for the critic, at some point, Picasso had to draw stick figures and go, "What do you think, Mom?" And Mom goes, "Could be better." I don't know. I wasn't there, but that's the idea. At some point, some musician, Mozart, had to hit the first note wrong and didn't sound right, but had to do something with it. So not knowing is half the battle, but the other half that you can control is just getting yourself out there. I don't know if I'm a good bowler until I throw a bowling ball and try to understand the game a little bit to throw the ball. I don't know if I can drive a truck unless I actually got in a truck like I did and was able to shift gears and became a truck driver at one point. I couldn't understand. I would have never thought that in my life that I could do that. So it's the same idea. That frustration is, Eric, you don't understand. I'm trying to figure out what that is. So this is where the good part is. That growth means the potential now, Alexandra, is just try. What is it that you can do that you don't have to necessarily put money into, but that you can be criticized by family, by yourself, and by the process of just doing it? This is what this human experience is while we're here on Earth, is to try, fail, and try again. We're only here for a short period of time, and we can do a lot of different things. We can write a song that we never thought we could. We can play a piano. We can go and do a marathon that we never thought. And if we can't do these big things, then we can do little things. We can help in a homeless shelter. We can help with, just giving out food for the needy. A lot of things, and I'll double down on this. Ace of Wands means you have right now a potential to actually open up that flower. And as an ace says, it's there. The growth is there. The energy's there. It just sounds like you're frustrated to try and maybe fail, or not only try and fail, but to just try and see. That could go back from being younger at some point, maybe being criticized, or it could have been just the stigma of where you live. I can't do that where I'm living here, Eric. You don't understand. That's also could be valid. But I'm saying you do have that potential to do that. The star here upside down is already telling me exactly what I thought. The worry of the mountain is above the star. It should be the star of hope above the mountain of worry. You've got your worry ahead. So I'm gonna fill you in again. I think it's just a lack of, I have a feeling there's some things I can do, but I'm not trying. And it doesn't have to be in the metaphysical sense. It can be in a loving sense. It can be in a talent sense. It can be in something there that I know you have a talent for, that you also know. You just haven't really gone that extra step. Is that sounding familiar?
Oh my gosh, 100%. It's bringing tears to my eyes.
Good. So these are two aces. When aces happen, the universe time, if you were saying, Eric, can you tell me potential? Like, can you give me a timeline, like next summer, or can you tell me winter? I'd be like, now. This is your now time. Don't worry about being frustrated. Don't worry about making mistakes. That's how you learn. It tells, some wise person at some point said, it takes 10,000 hours of practice of something to actually be good at something. You know, Larry Bird used to say how many free throws back in the day in an NBA that he had to do with the Celtics, like before even that, before he could become as awesome as he was with free throws. Everybody that's ever done anything will tell you, I did it over and over and over. And at some point, I failed a lot of times. And there's probably video of that at some point. I can continue on and on in sports. Tony Hawk with the skateboard. You can go on and on and on. And that also includes people that are naturally talented at a young age. They still fail. So the universe is telling you in so many ways, please try. This is your time to fail, to try. And what's the worst that's going to happen if you try? Maybe you do it in a way that there's no audience. But remember, I told you about having critics. Have people close around you that will give you the honest answer. Try in front of yourself and put your work on the wall and say, that's not that bad. I know I can do better, but that's a good first start. That's my first hour of 10,000 hours. I think that's going to work out pretty good. So at least I'm on the road to do it now.
Okay. I really like that.
It's a lot to take in, right? A lot to take in.
It is a lot to take in, but I think it's extremely valid.
I will help you with one more card. And this is a good one because 5s mean change normally in a negative way, but it's reversed. And when it's reversed, instead of having this 5 of swords, nasty bug monster trying to eat the goldfish, it's reversed. That becomes the monster has a volcano that erupts and dissolve the thoughts monsters away. Those thoughts, remember I told you originally, you had a lot of energy in your head, meaning I'm just spinning wheels and I don't know. You do know. It's the fear that you're giving to yourself of even trying. Don't let that mind monster, if I go, hello, Mr. Mind Monster, this Mr. Bug, you don't need him. You don't need her. Let that go away and you'll realize that there's something there that maybe you didn't fully embrace before, didn't give an honest chance to. And now is the time to do it. And this is the time where if, investments, stocks are up. And if you put down a dime now, you'll make $1 later. Yeah, this is exactly what I would tell you. It's exactly now to invest in yourself.
Okay, I accept that.
Good. Hopefully. Right? Hopefully.
Yeah.
I want you to accept. I want you to accept only because it feels like you weren't told that enough, that you are valid. I'm not sensing that you don't have loved ones around you, but you are valid, that you can do these things. You can do this next step. You can find your potential. It's just for whatever reason, I feel that that thought was implanted, that bug that I showed you, that little monster was put in your head at some point going, no, Alexandra, you can't do this. This isn't going to happen. And it could have been yourself, but I think it was also planted there over time. And with time, it also takes time to heal. You can't heal in one day. If it took 20 some odd years, you're 21, right?
Yeah.
If you're 20,
a little over.
If it took
21
years,
plus 21.
Hey, it's radio. I can't see you. We can't see each other. You're 21. So it took 21 years to get to where you are now. And because it took 21 years, give yourself an opportunity to take a few days or a few weeks for at least to feel what it feels like not to have that burden, and see what that feels like for the first time even. And you'll be surprised. A lot of that is your own, and a lot of that was put on. And it's still something that you can give yourself a chance to be you. Hierophant card here is my freedom card. If you look in the middle, there's a little blue bat and around surrounded by all this dogma of yellow. It wants to be part of the church. It wants to be part of something, but it also wants to be itself. So it doesn't remember what it feels like to be free and to be itself. It's always been surrounded. And it's a Hierophant, so it doesn't mean church necessarily. It means being part of a system. I'm supposed to be the good daughter. I'm supposed to be the good wife. I'm supposed to be the good person. This is your opportunity to be you and shine that blue, and you'll be surprised how nice that feels.
Thank you very much.
I'm sending you much love tonight. I'm so glad you called, and I'm so glad I'm taking time with you today.
Me too. Thank you very, very much. God bless.
God bless too. Take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Is it about me? No. Is it about my cards? I didn't even say anything where you can get my cards today, did I? Don't care today. It's completely about the reading. It's completely about connection. We sometimes put burdens on ourselves over time. It starts with the teachers. First, it starts at home, usually. Parents, grandparents, friends, Remember the kids around the playground that used to make fun of you and such? I can go on and on about all the nicknames I had. But it piles on, it piles on, it piles on. And as you go on and get older, you learn to compartmentalize, but it never goes away. And at some points in your life, you start struggling, going, why can't I break free? Why can't I do this? Why can't I decide to be? Why do I not even feel like me? I used to feel like me back in the day, but this last few years, I don't feel like me. Why? Because of all this monstrous burden that we put down and let our thoughts run wild. We let this monster grow, and it starts picking at us saying, no, you're not good. No, you don't deserve anything. No, that was before. This is who you really are. And sometimes it just takes a friendly call, a friend, a neighbor, your best buddy, or sometimes the dog or the pet that you have that comes up to you, and just by looking at you, it goes, it's okay. You can release that. It's time to be you. And this is your chance to break free. It's not an easy thing to do. I still do it myself. This is why I've taken on this path to do this still throughout the 30 years of my life. I've always done it on the side. I've always made sure I've made special time for it, because it's a calling that you want to see someone heal just like you healed. I see someone heal like I healed. It also reminds me of, wow, I get to live through that person as well and go through that experience. And I'm so happy that I released that, and I'm glad they're releasing it as well. And I also learn from others that going through something that I might not be going through right now, but it'll teach me. I have to remember that. I'm glad and humbled that they did this way, and now I can learn from it. It's a tricky slope, but it's very rewarding to do. And it's the reason why I got into this and will continue to do this. So I said that before. I'm not going anywhere on this network. I'll be on this network, and I'll be on Facebook. You're still going to see me. You're still going to get your readings. And I hope that I'll be able to bring some kind of closure, or at least some kind of opening. It's more than a closure, that you'll be able to see something from a new perspective. I'm the truck driver way up here in the back on the highway, and you're way up in the front, and I can see miles in front of you, but we're on the same road. I'm no different than you. I just have a little higher perspective and vantage point than you are. And that's all we do, is we're trying to help each other out to still go down that road of life and still end up at the end, hopefully at a Dairy Queen or something. Man, I want some ice cream now. That's good. I've got about 30 seconds, my producer is saying. So again, I'm going to just tease myself out there. I am SotoTarot.com is where you can find me in the book. I still do bookings, and you can always reach me on A1R Psychic Network here, Moonstruck TV, and Ask One Radio. Good night. God bless. See you again on next Thursday.
To A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, Enlightening Television. Welcome.
Time for Understanding Spirit with Mary Shapano. Mary Shapano. Live from MaryVCircles.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Understanding Spirit
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Understanding Spirit. I'm your host, Mary. I hope you're all doing really well. I hope you'll forgive me. I'm battling allergies and a bit of a cold at the moment, so I will try not to cough too much, but if I can't hold it in, please forgive me for any extra noise. We will jump into doing the 3-card pull today. Just give yourselves a minute to tune into card 1, 2, or 3 and see which one you gravitate to. And remember, it's a collective reading, so take it as it resonates for you. Okay. If you have tuned into the first card, the card that I've drawn for you is this one. It is the 8 of Earth in the angel cards. The message on here is skilled work is rewarded, learning all there is to know about a topic, going back to school. When I'm looking at this card, I'm also seeing that maybe, a further education can solve maybe some of your problems or give you more pathways sort of going forward. I'm also getting decluttering. So whether that's decluttering of your mind and allowing yourself to learn something different, doing things a different way, but it's definitely creating a space. So whether it's also within your home, allowing energy to flow, or it's decluttering your mind and allowing new things, to learn new things, whatever. Okay. If you have chosen card 2, it is this card here, which has ego on it, and it's got a false sense of entrapment, being overly focused on material things, negative or fear-based thoughts. When I'm tuning into this card, I just feel like maybe some in the collective might be always constantly expecting the worst or just assuming they're going to fail. Spirit are don't waste time on negative thoughts, because if you do that, you will have those tower moments where things kind of crash down around you, because that's the energy you're sort of putting out there. If you feel like you are doing something that feels kind of senseless to you, then move on, from it. But there's no need to stay trapped, not in your mind, not in your body. Okay. If you have been drawn to card 3, it is this one, which is the Dreamer, which is also the full card in the Rider-Waite deck. And it's got here leap of faith, follow your dreams, unexpected opportunities. Again, when I tune into this card, I'm just hearing self-limiting beliefs, negative thoughts, creating blockages for yourself. And Spirit are just have a more light-hearted approach to your life, and they're just showing me celebrating with friends, family, allowing new people to come into your life. I'm also hearing if you're single, ready to mingle. So don't be afraid of moving on and creating something different for yourself. Okay, I will jump into my caller now. I believe I've got Chris on the line.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, how are you, Chris?
I'm good. Sorry, I did kind of lose my voice, so I'm a little squeaky today.
Oh, that's okay. That's what I was saying at the beginning as well. I'm battling allergies and the flu as well. So,
I was battling a puppy and teenagers.
Yeah. Oh, well, we will feel sorry for ourselves together. Okay. How can I
put it on the tab? Well, I'm There's not one single thing or question. It's literally been everything about losing it all and still being here, and then finding everything that I didn't know that I needed to be connected. Anyways, my mother, my home, my family I used to know, my only sister being at the hands of a lot of it, and then also strangers that have somehow tried to take more from me or ruin any process of moving forward. But today was pretty serendipitous already, and all this has been so crazy, and I can't make it up. So when I write my book one day, hopefully they'll make a Netflix series out of it. But there's not one question. There's just like, holy crap, if nothing else, I have a connection to whatever has come in, finally the cavalry, but my mother is stronger than she was when she was alive, but also what was like 11 different realms, and now apparently it's infinite, and I still can't hear them, I still can't see them, and shit is still being held in the air while I'm trying to not drop the balls, but they're dropping no matter what in the next week and the last week. So I just want to know what's coming and what I can absolutely be sure of not losing again, because I don't have anything left, but I'm still here. So I don't know how to paraphrase that any less than I didn't.
That's fine. That's fine, Chris. And, you know, like, without being cliche, you know, Spirit are telling me to say this to you, all right? It's kind of like whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger, all right? I do feel...
Oh, I know, and I was built too strong, and that's so cruel and messed up, but also makes all the sense, but still, like, why? But also, I get it, but also, can we be done now?
Yeah, look, I hear you, right? And I am feeling your pain. I am feeling your anxiety around all of this. What I do want to say to you is, well, first of all, the old you is done. Okay, that is
right.
finished.
And I knew that the purge had to happen. The tower had to fall. Everything needed to be burned down to be rebuilt. All of that has been so incredibly serendipitous that is the one thing that has been absolute since starting to lose things, then losing ultimately everything. I knew it was all for what I knew that I didn't know, but I knew that was why, if that makes sense. But also, like, my body it's what's the hardest part every day is that it took losing my mind and my body, then my mother and my home to find my soul. And it's like, did we have to do it 40 years in? Like, we couldn't have started a little earlier, because like, I still want children, and I just want to be able to provide a home for me and my puppy at this point. But also, I can't work and I can't get approved for disability, but yet my community service hours with a charity, the lady exploited it to use me as free labor for cleaning her nasty daughter's house, only to accuse me of felony theft, which I had court for this morning. And somehow the public defender was there but never responded until then. And like, I get up there and he's already standing there and knew who I was, and I'm like, emails work great for giving people a little less anxiety walking into this place, but also this is a false accusation, and how are people still doing this to me? And it's what my sister has done to make sure that I don't even get what's coming to me from my mother's house, from the sale, from the car, from all that was left of anything she didn't really have. But she's trying to say that I have it, or I owe her, and somehow I have nothing. I was homeless, and 12 months ago strangers took me in, and they have a family of 6, and now it's like so far past what they didn't sign up for, and somehow I'm still without footing, but also things are dropping finally. But again, I'm about to lose all the threads that are holding this shit together every day.
Look, Chris, I want to have time. I don't want to cut you off, but I want to have time to be able to give you your message, okay, from Spirit. Look, I do I am seeing all the lies. I'm seeing the arguing. I'm seeing you wanting to move forward. I'm seeing that you need this release. I'm seeing you need to make decisions, the choices of what you want. I can see the financial balance and that you're into, but Spirit are also saying to me, don't be too hasty making decisions, right? Tune into yourself. You have more spiritual abilities than you are even aware of, okay? You might be at an infant stage with it, but they're showing me an inner strength in you. You will succeed. You will win over this. You will have victory with the courts, and you will have victory with whatever people have heard about you, okay? They're just saying, hang on to your dreams. You may feel trapped. You may feel like there's nowhere to go, but try to, as money comes in dribs and drabs, try to save your money. You might have financial hardships and negativity right now, but I do see happy moments coming for you. I do see freedom coming for you. Just tune into your intuition. All your wishes are going to come true. Spirit are elevating you, and with that, people will attack you because you show them the demons in themselves through your light. Okay, so hang on to that and just ask for movement in your life to come forward faster and to give you the signs that you need to in what direction. Trust your intuition. It's very, very important at this time.
Listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV and Lightning Television. Welcome.
Time for Love Life with Katana Star. Katana Star. Live from katanastar.au.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Love Life
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hi everyone, how you going? I'm Katie and this is Love Life. Thanks for joining me. I'm going to jump straight into a collective message today with the tarot and get a caller hopefully as soon as possible, because I didn't get to take one last week, and that's my favourite thing in the world is doing readings, so hopefully we get one through. And we'll see in the meantime what the collective message has to say for those who are watching and listening. Even if you might be watching this later, it's still meant for you. Okay, here we go. All right, we've got the Moon and the King of Cups. Ooh, these two wanted to come out together, and I'm getting quite excited because it is coming up to a full moon in a couple of days. But I really love the Moon. The Moon is just such a mysterious, intuitive, beautiful energy to it that sometimes can be a little bit confronting, even because it can be about the subconscious thoughts and feelings and emotions coming to the surface with stuff. But it's a really beautiful card that your intuition's really strong at the moment, and it's always a reminder that there's support to help guide you through, no matter what's going on or what's coming to the surface. You might be having some lucid dreams, that kind of feeling where you're dreaming, but you're able to sort of control it because you can do that self-talk sort of stuff, and it's a little bit like that moon energy as well. We always have the love of the goddess around us, and coming up to the full moon especially, it's a beautiful time now to do that reflecting, and to release any things that are no longer serving our higher purpose. And with this sort of energy at the moment too, this card always reminds me about the light and the shade aspects of all of us, and how we can integrate both and find that balance as a means of finding harmony. And with the King of Cups coming out next to it, extremely emotional. There's a strong Pisces energy as well, and Cancer and Scorpio for that matter, because they're all water signs. But the King of Cups, this is sort of the energy that a lot of people are embracing at the moment. I feel is that they are able to emotionally regulate. They're able to reflect upon emotional experiences that have happened for them before, and take those experiences in order to not only listen but to support others. So he's kind of got the energy of a counselor, this guy. He's pretty chilled out. Not bad looking either, actually. All the men in the Light Years deck are good looking. But this one here, so, but that's the sort of energy that comes with the King of Cups. Now, I have got Janine on the phone. Can you hear me okay, Janine?
I can. I can. Hi.
Fantastic. I'm glad
Hello?
you can hear me. How are you? What can I do for you this evening, Janine?
I'm okay. I lost my boyfriend of 20 years in February.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Wow, that's only new, recent. Gee.
Yeah, I'm struggling.
I imagine you would be. Grief's such a long, and it can feel like such a lonely journey too, because, often people just don't know what to say, do they? When sometimes it's just that, are you okay? Yeah. That you need to hear. So I'm so sorry to hear of your loss. Was it sudden? Was it unexpected? Because I'm picking up a car accident. Yeah. Is that true?
Were you picking up what? I didn't hear you.
I picked up a car accident. I just saw a car.
No,
it wasn't a car accident. Okay, no. But it was sudden.
Yeah, it was sudden.
Okay. I'll see if I can tap into the energy there for you, Janine. I did see a car, a flash of a car, but
no.
Obviously I wasn't on par that time, but that's okay. We'll see what can come through. All right. And look, if I don't make a connection, I'll just give you some general guidance, okay, from the cards and what they can do to help you through this healing journey, I imagine. Look, one's just thrown out here. There's the Two of Wands. Now, this is possibly why I was seeing a car. Did you guys have plans together to go traveling or something?
We talked about getting the night before he passed away, we talked about getting our passports so we can go away next year.
Okay, well, that's the Two of Wands.
He passed away at home.
Sorry, he passed away at home, did he? Okay, quite right.
Right in front of me.
Gee, I'm feeling shivers. I'm feeling shivers. I'm just trying to sort of concentrate here so I can understand what I'm getting. But the Two of Wands has come out to acknowledge that those plans that you had together. Okay, the Page of Cups is here as well. That would acknowledge that inspiration and that energy that you were wanting to do this together. The Page of Cups is a beautiful, intuitive, emotional card, and I am feeling really strong shivers here. I feel that the energy's wanting me to tell you that it was his time. These things, as horrendous as what they are, they happen. And look, there's the transformation card. Okay, that's death and rebirth transformation. I do feel he's coming through, and I'm trying to tap into it clearly. But I did see a card that could have signified travel, the travel plans that you had. Trust that it was his time. Trust that he is still very much with you. I'm feeling shivers. I'm also seeing a rainbow. Okay, look out for a rainbow. Wherever you are, that will be him. Okay. Now, I'm not even looking at the tarot as I'm saying this, but I do use the tarot for tools. The Page of Cups is very much encouraging you to keep dreaming big. Keep, if you wanted to continue to travel when you're ready, do that, because he will be with you. And look, did you guys have plans to get married or go to a celebration or something like that? There's the Four of Wands.
Well, one day we were going to get married.
Yeah,
someday.
So he's acknowledging that as well. And what a huge loss. I mean, my God, you must just be in so much shock. I can't even imagine it. So you had all these big hopes and dreams together, and then just bang, like that, he's transitioned.
Well, he passed away right in front of me.
Right. Wow. He's still with you, I tell you what, and he will send you signs through rainbows. He's also acknowledging the plans that you had. Okay. I think they were very important to both of you. The travel plans, the plans to get married, it's just heartbreaking. Yeah, look at that. The Nine of Swords. When you're crying at night, when you're feeling insomnia, all that sort of stuff, he's very much there with you. Okay, I know it's hard for you to fathom that at the moment because the grief's just so raw and new. And sometimes, Janine, what I might encourage you to do, if you want to book a private reading with a medium, there's some amazing mediums on this show. My strength is more tarot. But I guess try and allow a couple of months for that grief to settle. And then I reckon he's really going to come through strong for you because he's already coming through strongly at the moment. And mediumship's not my strength. I do feel things and I see things, but I'm not as accurate as some of these other amazing ones are. But I'm feeling he would love for you to have a reading to be able to communicate. Okay. He can translate some of these messages more clearly to you. But at the moment, through the cards, I feel his energy he's very much wanting you to know he's still with you. He's acknowledging those plans. Look at that. There's the Two of Cups and the Six of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups. You know what's just, it's so heartbreaking, but it's also beautiful in a way because look how much beautiful energy you two had. You had the Two of Cups, that's harmonious, reciprocal love, positive connection. Remember those good times. The Six of Pentacles, this was very much a reciprocal thing here, Janine. It was give and take. You had the Ten of Cups here. You guys had it all. This is just, for whatever reason, it was his time to transition, but he's not going anywhere, honey. He's still with you very much. He wants you to keep living. He wants you to keep doing these things that you had planned together, or even do them down the track, do them with somebody else if you happen to meet someone else. A long time away it might feel like, but just know that when they cross over, none of that old earthly stuff matters in terms of jealousy or any of that anymore. They just want you to be happy. Okay, so just keep that in mind for down the track and try and think big picture stuff here. As hard as what it is for you at the moment, it's going to be day by day, Janine, to get through this journey of grief. Once enough time passes, I feel maybe a couple of months, reach out to a medium that you can connect with or you'll just feel intuitively who the right person is for you and get a reading with him because I think he's really strongly going to come through for you. Okay. Now I'm just going to pause for a second and take a deep breath and see what other messages want to come through. But I just really want you to know that I feel for you in that situation and what's happened because it's unimaginable and so sudden and such a shock. And then having, literally all these beautiful plans swept under your feet, But again, I promise you he is still with you very much and he wants you to still be happy and live and, remember the good times. Remember the good times you've had together. Okay, look, here we've got Seven of Swords and the Seven of Wands. I feel that your biggest challenge, Janine's going to be you're going to feel guilty for healing and guilty for going on with life, and that's okay to feel that way because that's very normal at the moment. That's where you're at. You know, you're in your grief, and you can sit with your grief as long as you need to. Okay, because there's the Seven of Wands there. You might find people might challenge you a little bit, telling you to do this or do that or move on or do this, and you just sit tight with where you need to. Okay, because you will probably feel triggered, and I don't believe that these people are trying to deliberately do that. I feel that they're just trying to support you as best they can to how they know, and like I said before, sometimes that's just are you okay? But sit with your grief as long as you need to. Please do not feel that you can't heal, okay? Because you will. You can. This will take time, but grief is a very personal healing journey, and you will find your path forward. Things will get easier, okay? Just be really kind to yourself, nurture yourself, trust and know that he's still very much with you. There's the Nine of Wands again. This is that perseverance. Look, you've got a lot of strength, Janine. You're going to be able to push on. You're going to be able to find, you know, just when you feel at your darkest point, you're going to find that oomph to keep going. Okay, it's going to get easier. As hard as that feels right now, I know. Look, there's the Lovers. Okay, a lot of love here. A lot of love. I've got shivers again. A lot of love, brand new love. There's the Ace of Cups. That's beautiful. That's a beautiful renewal of love, of emotion. It's a soul love as well. This was your soulmate. That's what I'm getting. This was a twin flame, a soul partner. He's very much connected to you. And the Ten of Swords is just recognizing exactly how painful and how awful this is for you to have to lose that, but you haven't lost him. He's still there. Okay, I do need to get going in a moment because I've only got a minute or so left. These just fly so fast. These live readings. Do you have a quick question? Do you have a quick question for me, Janine, that I can ask the oracle cards before I have to zip off?
No, I'm waiting for a loan.
Okay, waiting for a loan. Let's see what's going to be the outcome of that. Okay, I'll quickly ask and then I must get going. All right. But I'm sending you love and healing, and just remember he's there. You can talk to him. You can write him a letter. You can, you know, play the songs that you used to love, and look out for a rainbow. Like I said, I saw a rainbow. All right. We want to know about the outcome of this loan. What's going on with this loan? All right. Here we go. Looking good. Queen of Pentacles, I'll tell you what, she's a good sign for business-related things, especially to do with money and finances. So I'm saying that's a big yes, okay? So things are looking up, at least financially for you. You'll be in a position where you're financially comfortable and able to make good decisions. All right, thanks so much, everyone, for joining me. I'm wishing you all the best, Janine. Go and get a reading in a couple of months, I'd say. Go and get a reading with a medium,
I will,
and you'll be amazed what comes through. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. Blessed be. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you same time next week. Thank you.
To A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Mystic B Spiritual Insights, hosted by Anna Marie. Live from mystic-b.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites,
askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Mystic B Spiritual Insight
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Welcome to Mystic B Spiritual Insights. My name is Anna Marie. I am your host, and in this episode, I hope I'm also a bit of your guide, maybe a messenger, and that we can just journey through our time together in positive and really connected ways. If you are joining us for the first time, I just want to say welcome. I hope that you find this time meaningful, and if for some reason you don't happen to get a reading on this call, please don't be discouraged. Just be open-minded, listen to the messages that we're sharing in our time together, and you never know, there might be something insightful in just the conversation and insights that we're sharing with upcoming callers. Before we go down that road, I wanted to just acknowledge this season of mothering energy that we're moving into. Just share a little bit of thought and really the concept of mothering or motherhood. This really isn't an idea of motherhood, but it's really the essence of nurturing and protecting, providing someone or something with unconditional love. And it shows up in lots of different ways. It's not about gender. It's really about the divine feminine. So it's not tied to biology either, but this is really just an energetic force, and it works through people, in spirit and nature, and even through ourselves. So just keep in mind as we talk about things like Mother's Day and we're acknowledging certain people, just know that mothering energy is really what reaches out to you when you're hurting and nurturing you. It's the stranger that may acknowledge you or smile at you when you're having a really hard day. It could be that mentor, that teacher that believed in you when you didn't believe in yourself. So just know that the mothering energy, right, whether it's Mother Earth, this divine nurturing energy, will keep showing up in your life. Just be open to it, embrace it. You may see it in a feather, in the smell of roses. You might see a hummingbird just hovering around you, perhaps a dragonfly. That's one of my favorites. But I just hope as we move into this season and this upcoming weekend, just open your mind to the concept of just mothering energy in all of its forms. And I hope you find it and it finds you. I also want to just acknowledge there is a special soul that has a birthday today. His name is Jordan, which also happens to be the name of my son. Now, I never actually met Jordan in this lifetime, but I've come to know him through the spirit realm after connecting with his mother. And since then, it's been a few years now, Jordan has come through 4 or 5 times in a number of occasions in a variety of ways. But I just want to acknowledge his energy. He is just this vibrant spirit, has all this enthusiasm. He is one of those spirits that loves to show up and connect with me, incessant chatter. And so I just want to say to Jordan, thank you for showing up today, for sharing your birthday with me. You may not be here in physical form, but your spirit is so vibrant and so alive. And thank you to your mom for sharing your wonderful spirit with me. This episode is for you, Jordan. So happy birthday. Now I just ask that we just kind of come together with some love, divine energy, open minds, some grace, and let's see if we can work together to unveil some insights, not only for callers on the show, but for everyone that might be tuning in, either live or on replay or via podcast. And remember, if you don't happen to get a reading, just don't be discouraged. You can connect with me one-on-one on Facebook, my Mystic Bee page. You can connect with one of the other psychics in the network. And again, there may be some messages hidden in with some of the other callers today. So let's go ahead and see if we can connect with Mandy. I believe we have Mandy in Townsville, Queen Island, Australia. Queensland, yes?
Hello, how are you?
Hi, Mandy. I am doing well. It's nice to hear from you. How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you.
Great. I'd like to ask Mandy if you are interested in a general reading, or is there a specific topic that you would like to try to cover?
Oh, look, general. We'll go
Just general? Okay. I will say, just kind of off the cuff, Mandy, I feel like you're an artist of some sort. I'm not sure. Are you an artist?
I do enjoy, I've been doing a lot of art lately.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just getting the art, and I feel like there's different mediums. I feel like you have some innate talent for a performing art, but I am feeling tangible drawings, paintings kind of around you right now. So I'm just saying that's coming through. So that's coming through really well. So just know this, even just your energy coming across, I think the art is really doing you a lot of good. So I don't know if you've thought about it being really cathartic or a form of therapy for you, but I feel like you've gone...
It's my therapy.
Okay. Because I feel like you've gone through some real struggles, and I feel like you're on the other side of those, but this art is really, really good for you. I just feel, just keep that going. It feels like it's really important, just for your growth, your development, your mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being. So I love that you're doing that. Now I have to admit, I don't know, I feel like you have children, but I feel like you have grown children. But I don't know if you have like someone else's child that you sort of are a role model for, or you sort of help nurture and raise. Do you have a youth in your life or in your immediate circle?
I have a daughter. She's 14, but she isn't living with me at the moment.
Okay. And that might be some of the energy that I'm feeling like. I feel like children, but they don't feel like they're in the home, which is I'm maybe interpreting it at them older than they are. So the reason why I'm bringing that up is that I feel like that is a big concern for you. And it's not my business why she's in your home or outside of the home, but I feel like there are some financial concerns or trying to get caught up on just some life events and put yourself in a stronger, more stable position. Does this make sense for you?
Oh, kind of.
Okay. So
it was not my... Yeah, go ahead.
No, it's all right. I was just going to say the energy that I'm getting is that you are managing a number of things in your life. And even if she wanted to live with you, you are trying to focus on, or it feels like you're trying to focus on more fundamental, creating more stable things in your environment. Does this make sense?
Yes, spot on.
Okay. I also feel like you are waiting to get some information that has to do with something financial. So I don't know if you are exploring a new professional prospect and you're waiting for that answer that opens the financial doorway, or if it's something more specific, like it doesn't feel like a loan. It just feels like you're waiting for information that connects to money and opportunity. Does this make sense for you?
Yep, spot on.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm about to start a new job next week.
Okay, because it feels like there's some other details you're waiting for, and I have I sort of have different symbols for what comes verbally and what comes in writing, but it feels like you're waiting for something in writing. I also feel like whether it's specifically for the new job or if it's something else that you started pursuing to get the job, but I feel like you are in, or you're going to be in sort of an apprentice role. So not just learning as a new employee, but I feel like you're actually learning something new, or you've been learning something new. And it's not the art, right? It's something more trade, professionally.
Correct.
Okay. So I feel that, and I actually feel like that additional education you're getting is going to take you very far with your employment. So not only do you have this employment coming, right, and you're getting this information and you have that great doorway, but I feel like this additional knowledge is really going to open up just future opportunities for you.
More opportunities, yeah.
Great. And I feel like you're excited about it. I feel like it's something that you weren't expecting to be interested in, but now you're really curious and you want to figure it all out. Does that make sense?
Yeah, you're so onto it. Yeah, that's perfectly. Yep.
So I also don't know if so it feels father energy to me, but it feels like your father energy. And so I feel a little bit of distance. I don't feel like it's husband or ex-husband or partner energy. It feels more senior to you. So if it's not your immediate father, it's like a father figure to you. But I feel like there's some sort of distance, or there needs to be a conversation or some communication that just hasn't been happening. Do you have a father figure that you've not been communicating well with lately?
Oh my God. So my dad's just flown over to Italy for a holiday. And in the last day, he's been trying to get in touch with me on the phone, but every time he calls, I'm working.
Okay. Because I feel like there's something with dad and not communicating with dad. So I'm just going to say, pick up the phone. And even if you say I have to call back,
right,
I think
I'm going to do that.
Yeah, I feel like there's some worry or there's some stress there. So acknowledge dad, at least let him know that you're alive and well. I think that would be in his best interest. But good for him for taking on some vacation. I also feel like it's kind of interesting. I'm just going to expand a little bit more on the father energy. So your tone in talking about your father feels kind of lighthearted, but I actually feel like you have some underlying headaches with your father. And so I don't know if he's kind of inserting himself more than he should in your personal affairs, but just know he has your
he's not like that.
Okay, I was just going to say,
he's not like that. We have a really good relationship.
Yeah, and it feels that way. But what I was going to say, and maybe he hasn't done it yet, but I'm just going to say, just know he has your best interest at heart. So appreciate him, and all that he offers you. I can feel with your laughter and him trying to reach you, right, that it's positive energy. But my hope is, Mandy, that you have a beautiful start to your new job, that you keep fostering these loving relationships with your family members, and that you feel encouraged just about all the things that you're working on right now. And your daughter, don't worry about your daughter. Your she's fine. She's going to be fine. You're going to be fine. But just focus on these fundamental pieces that you're putting together. And I think you'll be surprised at how everything else starts falling into place.
Yeah, exactly. I've been told that by more than one person.
Oh, good. So is that helpful for you? Excuse me.
Oh, that was amazing. Thank you so much. And, it's funny when you do get a reading, it's almost like I already knew this. It just needed confirming.
Yep. No, that's it. Most of it, our intuition's already kind of revealed to us, but you just need some validation or affirmation. So congratulations on the new job. I wish you the best. And we hope you tune in again soon.
I will. Now, do you have like 1 minute? Do you have any? Are you able to pick up any spiritual energy around me at all? Or
are you talking about people that have passed over?
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. I would have to try to focus on it. I'm not immediately getting anything straight away, but just you prompting. Yep. I feel female energy. It doesn't feel like a mother though. So even if your mother passed, this sort of the energy feels more like a grandmother that may have participated in raising you. But I would just say this: don't take that as any discouragement. I think for me that means that there's other priorities right in your life right now for you to focus on, and they're at peace. But just know this: you are always connected with them. Have conversations with them as you carry on through your day. Ask them for signs, and they'll communicate their messages to you directly.
Oh, you've been wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mandy. Congrats again, and thanks for tuning in.
Thanks again.
All right, take care. So let's see if we can get connected now with Colleen, calling from Oshkosh, Wisconsin, which we all love Oshkosh, Colleen. Are you with us?
Hi, Anne Marie.
Can I say Oshkosh Bigosh and get away with it?
Yeah, I'm not originally from here myself, so it's like
that's okay.
I don't even know where the Bigosh is.
Yeah, I know. I just know as a mom, it was always the little overalls, right, with the Oshkosh Bigosh.
Yeah.
That's funny. Well, Colleen, I would love to support you in some way during this show. Would you like a general reading, or would you like to cover like a specific topic?
Well, general runs into everything, right? So.
Yeah, I mean, whatever shows up, shows up in the brief moments we have. So we'll go general. Okay. So I'm just going to say, for some odd reason, I'm wanting to just talk about my immediate impressions. I don't know if you have new love or renewed love, but I feel like a union or a partnership, some romantic connection has just got like a shot in the arm. Does that make sense for you?
I have not met anyone.
Okay, that's okay.
I would love to.
Well, I was going to say, my first impression is it feels new love is the first energy that I'm getting with you. It's new union, new love. It just feels like ignited. So that could be just an initial spark, like a recent introduction. So just know this: the energy that I immediately am getting for you is romantic and union related. So if you haven't officially met a potential romantic mate, don't overlook recent introductions, okay? Because I'm definitely getting the energy. So if you want it, that's great. But I'm getting that for you. So maybe we can drill in on that a little bit. I also feel financial opportunities coming your way. So I don't know if you've been seeking new sources of income, but I feel like financial opportunities coming in, but it doesn't feel like necessarily a job change. It feels like something different. Have you been pursuing additional income sources or channels?
I've just been looking, see what's out there, kind of thing.
Okay. So I feel like you're going to, if you're putting the energy out there to manifest a new profession or something like that, I'm going to say if you're happy where you are, don't overlook the prospect of literally asking for a raise or advocating for yourself to get a promotion.
I just got a raise.
Okay. Then maybe that's what I feel like I'm getting. But I feel the new money, but I don't feel the job change. So the raise makes sense. But if you feel dissatisfied with the raise, if you're still looking after the raise, don't be afraid to go back and try to negotiate something more. And it doesn't necessarily have to be, just the dollars. It could be more time off. It could be them paying for more education or special training or opening up for you to do a special program or project. But I feel more money coming towards you in addition to this romantic ignition or prospect energy that I'm getting. I also don't know if you have recently had or if you are thinking about someone in your past kind of coming back around, but I feel the energy of you trying to understand a past relationship or missing or wanting some resolution or reconnection with a past relationship. So in your snooping around and seeing what's out there, are you poking and prodding old loves?
There's one person that keeps in touch with me since I've been moved away 3 years ago. We always keep in touch like he's my best friend.
Okay, but you haven't seen him?
No.
Okay, so if he's the energy that I'm getting, I just feel like there's someone in your past that you are thinking about, like resurrecting something with. So if he's your best friend, I feel heart energy. I feel like there's still a romantic connection with the two of you. It's not just that you're great friends. Am I wrong?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, I'm right. Okay. So don't overlook. So when I said I'm feeling a union, right, and I'm feeling that romantic energy, and then I'm also feeling energy about someone in your past that you're still fond of, right, feel connected to, just be open to the possibilities, because I think you both want the same thing. I think logistically, maybe you're not there right now, but I think you're both interested in pursuing something again. Have you talked about it?
No.
Okay. So I'm just saying, so be open, right? Be open. Just don't put him in the friend zone if you don't want him in the friend zone, because I feel like just be yourself. I think he loves you for who you are. There's going to be no judgment. There's nothing for you to perfect, in reuniting with him or having a vacation or seeing him at an airport, passing cities. I don't know. But I feel like he feels financially secure to me. He feels like he has some stability. He feels like he would make you feel safe. So not just a good teammate, but he also feels, like he would be sort of that protector, sort of the guardian. I don't want to say white knight, but he's got a couple of those qualities. Does that make sense for you?
Yes, he does.
Yes.
Yes, he does. He's always looked out for me.
Yeah, he does. He feels like he's sort of your protector, but that he has that guardian energy. But I feel like he's also well established, and I know that's attractive to you, and I think he can offer things besides just being a great human. Just don't put him so in the friend zone that you hide your affection for him, because I think that he has the same affection for you. You guys, I think, are just playing coy. Do you?
Well, before I moved, I did tell him I loved him, and he told me he loved me, but I had to move.
There you go.
He
All
didn't
right,
want to
there we
commit.
go. Yeah, no, that's okay. All right. Well, I'm glad you guys got that on the table. Just make sure it hasn't died. Just because you don't live in the same area doesn't mean you can't find your way back to each other. I feel like it's a good possibility. It's not that teen love, but it's definitely a mature, genuine, authentic love that you have for one another. And I think it is beyond romantic, which is good. But I think you'd be surprised. I think the two of you could be really happy together. So on your journey, right, don't dismiss the idea of maybe being a snowbird, or, thinking of some other maybe unconventional ways that the two of you can start to explore that a little bit further. I just think it's worth exploring. And so I don't want you to be shy about your feelings. Is he in finance, or is he some sort of, is he working finance?
I'm not, well, he runs an entire department at a warehouse.
Oh, okay.
So I guess somewhat he would be finance.
Well, we won't stretch it, but he feels very good with money. He feels like he has the means, the knowledge, that if for some reason there's reluctance on the two of you seeing each other, I think he would totally pay to come see you or pay for you to go see him. So I want you to just be open to that, because I think there's something coming up. And I don't know what your plans are this summer, but I could see you two reconnecting in person in the next 6 weeks.
Oh, wow. That'd be awesome.
So, yeah. So just make it known, right, that he's not in the friend zone. Be your authentic self, and don't worry about having to be perfect or presenting yourself in a certain way, because that's not his nature. That's not who he is.
No.
Is he have children? I feel like he has children. Okay. I feel like he feels like he has children energy around him. So I don't know if he's uncle.
He does, because he's a advocate for foster children.
Perfect. He's a guardian ad litem. I am also a guardian ad litem, so I understand that. So so he has that child energy, and for some odd reason, I feel like it's the attachment to the child energy is the only reason why he wouldn't just pick up and move to be with you. It is just that. Does that make sense for you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels very important to him. But you know what? I think your paths are going to cross again. I just don't want you to be so shy about your feelings or thoughts, because I think you have the person in front of you that you are most interested in. And, I think it's mutual. So you might not have been planning on talking about love stuff with me, but I feel it's all reconnecting with your past and this romantic ignition that I'm feeling, which feels like it's been between the two of you. So I hope that's offered you some optimism, Colleen. I'm excited for you. I think you've got a winner. And I think you're a winner too. So I hope that's given you some encouragement as you come into the weekend. And don't be shy about checking back and letting me know if you've got your plane ticket. But I hope that provides you with some clarity or validation today.
Yes, that helped me a lot. Thank you so much.
Oh, good. Well, congratulations on just being optimistic, being clear about the kind of humans that you're most connected with. And I love the fact that you guys have stayed connected despite your move. So I wish you the best, but let us know how it goes. And please just tune in again next week and help cheer on some other folks that are looking for love.
Yeah, I wish everybody the best with that.
All right. Colleen, thank you very much. So thank all of you for tuning in again this week. And just remember, this mothering energy, whatever it looks like in your life, just know that you are worthy of being loved and nurtured. And if you didn't grow up with the kind of care that you really needed, maybe you've lost someone really important to you, just know that that energy is not gone. Divine energy is around you always. It moves through spirit and signs, and it's reflecting in nature every day. Please take care of yourselves. Share words of appreciation and encouragement for those that have nurtured and loved and protected you along the way. And we look forward to connecting with you again next week.
to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, Enlightening Television. Welcome.
Time for astrology and psychic readings with Lady D. Lady D. Live from Lady D's PsychicParties.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is astrology and psychic reading
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Welcome to Astrology and Psychic Readings with Lady D. I'm your host for this part of the show, Lady D. So I hope you've all had an amazing week ahead. The astrology this week, I feel like the astrology this week is going to be a lot more positive than what it has been the last 3 weeks. So we have had that conjunction with Saturn and with Pluto, Saturn and also Mercury, Venus and Neptune, also with the node there. So finally we've got Mercury, which is moving into Taurus, coming on the 10th. So it's tomorrow for me. And then we've got Venus, which is moving away from it all too. So that's now away from Neptune. So that now the energy should also start to die down, and the energy I feel like should start settling a little bit now. So we do have the full moon that is coming up in Scorpio on the 13th of May at 2:56 a.m. So that is my time in Sydney. So with this full moon, I feel like it will be about uncovering secrets. It also will be the moon will be in trine to Saturn and to Neptune and to also the nodes there. Oh, it's node or Chiron. It's the node. So it could be bringing up sort of the blindfold off. I feel like it could be a sense of uncovering secrets, deception that could be also upcoming with that. It can also be about rules and boundaries and trust, because loyalty will also come up during this full moon. We also have Venus in trine to Mars, which is quite positive. We do have the square to Mercury to Mars, which is not so much, not as positive. Maybe just keep tight if you get very angry. If you have a personal side of anger, just keep that tight because you might say the wrong things. We've also got on the 13th, we do have Mercury square Pluto that might bring about a sudden ending to someone that you're communicating to that hasn't been working out so well. But I feel like it's like things this week about testing boundaries and just really testing things. I feel like there's a lot of things about to power this week as well. I feel like about feeling bold and very brave. And I also feel like it's about leaving certain things behind this week, where we're going with the astrology too. And I feel like it's going to be a sense of relief coming in. The moon will also be opposite to Uranus, so that could be bringing up some unexpected emotions might be coming up during this time. It is in a water sign, so there could be a little bit of emotional full moon that we've got, although it is in Scorpio, so it will be quite strong. It'll be different to full moon in Pisces, but also I feel like it is about daring and be brave and also looking at challenges too. But I also feel like it's about hidden enemies as well that's coming up to the surface. But I really feel like this is more of a positive thing than negative. It's more positive than what we've seen the last 3 weeks anyway. Let me just see if anything else that we've got here. I've also got a sextile still with Venus to Pluto, which is actually helping us with relationships and finances, keeping that in track. And if something's not meant to be, it's not meant to be, but it's going to work in your favor with that too. Let's look at the caller. So we've got here Gail, who's in Kentucky. So hi, Gail. How are you?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
Great. How can I help you today?
I have several relatives in spirit. Are you a medium?
Yes, I am. I do talk to the people who passed over, so I can see who's around you. If you like, is there someone specifically you want me to talk to?
No, I just was wondering if anyone's around me.
Okay, let's just see. I just feel like I'm just hearing grandmother, so I do feel like I've got your grandmother, like on your mum's side of the family. I see her wearing like an apron. I also see, I don't know if it's you that I'm being shown here. I just see someone like with a skipping rope. It's like skipping. I feel like this lady was quite lonely towards the end of her life. She's telling me that she was a little bit lonely or she's a little bit down, but I feel like that she knew how to cook, and I feel like she knew how to cook very well. I just feel like when she would cook like hearty meals or things, people would come. They would just know. I feel like where she lived, it was kind of a modest house. I feel like that there was tall ceilings, but I feel like that it's like it's just for her. I feel like the house is quite modest and being shown like an older style home. Can you relate to this?
Well, to be honest, it sounds more like my mother, because I didn't know my grandmother very well, but she did live in a modest home, and I don't know. It sounds more like my mother, actually.
That's okay. All right. So as long as you can relate to the information, that's good. I might be getting my placement wrong, and it very well could be your mum. This lady was also quite smart. She's telling me she's quite intelligent. She's like, I got up here for thinking, but she was also quite strong and independent. And I feel like that would your mum, would she grow her own like vegetables and things?
Yes.
Because I'm seeing like her like corn. I don't know if she planted corn or she grew. I'm seeing her take off the corn off I don't know what you call it, the plant. And
yes.
She's showing me that she's very strong, and I feel like that what she would cook on, I feel like it's a very old, it's like stove. It's like it's black, like maybe fire, too, and she gives you a lot of warmth now. So it's like she's giving you a big hug now. I just feel like she's more loving in spirit. Like I'm sure she was very loving when she was here, but I just feel like she's giving you a hug now, and I feel like she wants to show you more love now that when she's passed over than when she was here. I just feel like that, like she's very strong when she was here, and it's like she just knew that she loved you. I feel like, but her over there, it's like she's softened and she just wants to give you like a big hug, and she's also proud of you. It's like she's helping you stand on your own 2 feet. It's like you've got to stand on your own 2 feet, and she's like pushing you to do that. Okay, I'm not sure if you're as strong as your mum was, but she's like really giving you that support that you need. Also too, do you like growing flowers yourself, or do you have a garden that needs mending or attending to?
I like growing flowers, and I had a real big flower garden, but I'm not able to work in it anymore. So I don't have it any longer.
It's like she was showing me like a flower garden. The flowers weren't sort of in bloom; they were sort of drooping. And it's like she was showing me she wants to maintain the garden. It's like it makes her happy, and it's sad that you can't maintain that now. But she's there right beside you. I just feel for your mum. I just feel like there's nothing that she couldn't do. I just feel like she's got this big strength about her, but at the same time, I feel like she could make doilies. I don't know if that's what you call them. We call them doilies here. When you sort of crochet things that go under the vases and different things you put on display. I just feel like that there's nothing that this lady couldn't do. I just feel like she's very talented. Yeah, because she's even showing me like the clothes and just like everything that she's doing. I think I even feel like she's even stronger than your father as well. She just wants you to remember all the the good times. So also too, she wants to make sure you take all your medication as well. So I'm not sure what you've got there. She's just showing me that maybe you might miss some days there, or you might miss. Is there anything tablets that you're going to take? She's like, it's like she's still being a mom with you, and she's still making sure you're doing all the right things. But also, you got to watch you got to watch your leg as well. And if you've got issues with the legs, because I feel like she's showing me she wants to massage your legs. Too as well. But she's there. You've got a dog. You got a dog now? A dog's in spirit. There's a dog with her, but the dog kept on jumping up. So I was actually trying to help you. There's a dog that's sort of jumping up on her. I don't feel the dog's a humongously big dog, but I see this dog trying to jump on her. It's like it's very excited, this dog. So I feel like that the dog, if a dog goes with her, it could be one that you have now. But she wants the dog to sit down.
It could be either. I mean, I've had dogs and she had dogs, and so it's hard to say which one it could be.
But this one, I feel like this one is a little bit like I'm going to say it's not a humongously big dog. I'm going to say like medium, but it looks a bit podgy to me, the dog. And it's like the dog just wants to jump on her, and it's not leaving her alone, but she wants the dog just to sort of sit still actually when she's trying to do things. It's like she loves the dog. She just needs some time so that she can do what she needs to do. But the dog's a little bit podgy that I see, but not incredibly big or tall. Okay. Any messages that you've got for her? Just be careful. I thought just be careful even when you're walking with where your garden is, or does it get a bit muddy there? Just be watch. I feel like that they might get a little bit muddy, like when it rains, and just be careful of your footing.
Okay.
Too. Do you have any questions?
Well, I lost a 15-year-old daughter, and I was kind of wondering if they're together or.
Okay. She's also quite a strong. She's a very strong girl as well, but not as strong as your mum. I think your mum's very strong. What I will say quickly about your daughter is that she likes to do things her own way, and I feel like she didn't listen to advice, didn't listen to people, but at the same time, she's very caring, and she is also like she does love you, and I just feel like that she's I just feel like she should listen to you more, or she should listen to you too, and I feel like she didn't want to pass that young, and I feel like she's a little bit sulky that she couldn't live a little bit longer, but she does send a lot of love, and it's like your mum is showing her how to do. It's like she's still having to work hard with your mum, because your mum's not letting her sort of sit and rest. Your mum's making her get up and work with her in gardens and doing all the housework and things.